KC, DLo KC, DLo. We your number one spot.
Hey yo. One more time for the Niner game. Hey, come to think about it. There's only one person I want to hear from right now.
Hey, man. Hey, how we gonna do this?
And
Does
we
he, come over here
haven't heard from him in 45 minutes.
I'm about to say, how does this go down? Does he come into the studio and
ready.
put the W right there next to it? Check
Yeah,
it off?
what are we
doing here? Because this was
it
like 5 weeks ago.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't even realize who was sitting in that control room. I ain't talking about him.
Oh,
I'm talking about you.
Hey, yeah, that's what
I'm talking about Jesse. I didn't
know he was here.
I didn't realize sad ass
you
Leezy.
stay right there until we get. No, you just stay your ass right there. You ain't got nothing to say right now. You don't know nothing about winning no playoff game.
I didn't realize Leezy was in there just waiting to take his ass whooping.
Shout out Leezy, he showed up.
Jesse,
he showed up literally.
Jesse called this weeks ago. And it's right here
I was
on the board.
begging people to write it on the board for me about a month and a half ago. Somebody please write this down.
He called it about 9 weeks ago. We only put it up there 4 weeks ago.
Eagles will lose in the wild card. It's up there with his name on it, on wax.
Man,
that's about the only good take that has ever hit that goddamn board. I'll tell you that.
Well, officially all the Super Bowl picks.
Well, your Super Bowl pick is gone to hell. Mine is.
Oh, they're officially all gone now.
Yeah.
Kyle still has a chance.
Let's hope KC's top Seahawks will not win a playoff game is right.
I need that.
No, yeah, the Eagles are awful though. Like offensively, that was just they were just kind of walking to the end.
They stink.
Yeah, it wasn't Kevin Patullo, not great. Jalen Hurts, I think in his little exit interview today or whatever, was like, yeah, I'm for whatever Nick Sirianni and Jeffrey Lurie want to do and things like that. Asking about if he wants Kevin Patullo back.
And what does Nick Sirianni even do?
What are you sprinting down the sideline for?
Hey! Get your ass out of here.
What does he even do? Like, you don't call plays on either side. Or you call timeouts? Is that what you do?
I guess.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. But see, that's the funny thing about that it's that funny thing about football culture. He's the defending Super Bowl champion. And you know that I'm surprised. What's your boy's name that we were talking about last week? The play caller,
Kevin Patullo.
Oh, I thought he would have been fired by the fourth quarter last night. Well, I keep waiting for that Schefter tweet.
They've been asking about him all year long, but I think he's Sirianni's boy.
Yeah,
so that's why he's Sirianni's boy.
Did you see the clip of the little kid talking about he needs to be flipping burgers somewhere?
He needs to be working at the local McDonald's. He said.
Them East Coast fans be hilarious, bro. The little kid's like 11. He said, I got these tickets for Christmas and they completely ruined it. Patello needs to be flipping burgers at McDonald's. AJ Brown needs to just go somewhere, but not he. He was hilarious.
He ruined that kid's Christmas. That's terrible. Poor kid.
Yeah, they're not good. They're not good. But you know who is good is the 49ers. 49ers are a good team.
Yeah, they are a good team.
49ers are a good team, and they're tough. They are tough. Oh, man. Yesterday was one of the great wins in 49er history. It really was. To go into Philadelphia, where I said earlier in the week, is one of the toughest places to play in all the sports in a playoff setting. And I'm not going to, like, it still is, even though they lost, whatever. That's a tough place to go to. In the playoffs, defending champion, going up against that defense, you lose Kittle early in the game, and you still find a way. Shout out to Brock Purdy. Shout out to Brock Purdy, man. Come on now. Shout out to Brock Purdy. This man needs respect. Did he play a perfect game? Absolutely not. But I thought he actually played a really good game. Couldn't be a perfect game because obviously the 2 picks or whatever. But I thought it went beyond the stats. It's setting the tone. It's making sure everybody is composed at pretty much all times. It's making sure the play calls, for the most part, get executed the right way. I thought he was really, really good. I'll put it to you like this. If they would have lost that game, I thought it would have been a shame that he threw those 2 picks because that's all people would have been talking about. And I thought he played much better than those 2 interceptions would tell you he did. I thought he was really good yesterday.
Okay. for full context, KC knows this. I don't. But I also think there's a difference between, oh man, he played really well. Oh man, he played really bad. He played in the flow of that game, and that game was difficult, physical. It was disjointed. You lost, George Kittle halfway through it. Like you're constantly adjusting on the fly. You're running Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. You're trying to throw to Christian McCaffrey out of the backfield. Like you know who didn't who. Okay, let me say this. A guy who I want to give praise to, who we didn't mention to start all this, is Kyle Juszczyk. Kyle Juszczyk is a player like he's a guaranteed All-Pro at his position. He's literally the best to play that position in the game for virtually his entire career. And he's just not someone you think about until he reels off a 27-yard gain. And then you're like, oh, yeah, that's my man right there. Mm-hmm. And he has so many moments through the course of a game, particularly a fight like this one, that you point to and go, yo, okay, it wasn't the it wasn't the Juwan Jennings pass. It wasn't the Christian McCaffrey catch. It wasn't the Brock Purdy throw to Christian McCaffrey to put him ahead. But that Kyle Juszczyk play, it extended a drive. Like, you start finding little things that it does. Then you start looking at other things that Kyle Juszczyk is doing, man. He was incredible. And I wanted to make sure, because I was thinking about this when we were doing the handoff. I just didn't have a way to work it in there. I thought Kyle Juszczyk was terrific and so valuable. And I say that to speak about the flow of the game that Brock Purdy was really great at. He was forced to constantly adjust to what was happening with Philadelphia, to what was happening with his team. And in that case, I do think he was brilliant. And I think there's a small group of quarterbacks in the league right now. Josh Allen can do it. Lamar Jackson can do it. Patrick, but the biggest names in the game can do it. Matthew Stafford can do it. We saw that. I actually think Trevor Lawrence can do it. And we saw Brock Purdy do it. He was terrific in that regard.
Kyle Juszczyk, to your point, he almost gets disrespected a lot of times. You know, I see a lot of people who follow the Niners and cover the Niners, talk about him as if he's useless. Like, why is Kyle Juszczyk still here? Why is Kyle Shanahan so beholden to having Kyle Juszczyk be part of the offense and all this other stuff? It's a fullback. It's 2026. Like, what are you doing? And then you get moments like you got last night where you see, no, he is extremely valuable to everything. Even if he didn't catch any passes, he is unbelievably valuable to what that team tries to do on the offensive end. He's a leader. He's a top flight player. That there was a pass before the game winning touchdown. I think it was first down, where Brock drops back, and whatever defense the Eagles were in, the window where Juszczyk might be on his slant or whatever he was doing, you probably shouldn't have thrown there where you're leading them open. Without even, this wasn't the play call, this wasn't what's going on. Brock sees that, says, I have to throw back shoulder, gets it to Juszczyk on the back shoulder. Juszczyk catches that. That's your fullback. That's not a receiver who's used to making those type of adjustments, but it was a rocket. It wasn't no floating pass. It was a rocket. He made the adjustment. He caught it. It's little nuances like that he's so dependable, so reliable on, and you saw that in full force. He was terrific. They had that one pass where he caught the ball. I think it was first down, but he catches it about 3-4 yards shy of the sticks and just kind of rolls over past the first down mark because nobody had touched him yet. He's a heck of a football player. And it's funny you say that about him, because I constantly think about, man, what are they going to do when he's gone?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do they have a replacement? Yeah.
Almost found out.
Do they have a replacement? Do they need to draft? Do they need to go look for that guy in the draft this year or something like that? Because he's super vital to what they do.
He is. Hell of a job, really. Kyle Juszczyk for sure. Brock Purdy for sure. The collective deserves a lot of credit. every win is a team win as much as we try to heap praise on a quarterback or a running back or, an edge rusher or some specific player who threw up some big numbers in that game. Like, this was something where every player who stepped on that field, regardless of whether, regardless of where they were on the depth chart, was vital to them winning that game. Like, every possession mattered. Like, I think you'll love this. The little girls are getting into football with me because obviously I spend Sunday, glued in front of the TV watching games. And with the standalone games, like, they know, okay, 49ers, are we rooting for the 49ers? What are we doing? So Audrey's 12. Again, she's watched football, but she's really gotten into it watching it with me. And she watched probably the whole second half with me. They were out doing something. The little girls came home while Katie was out, and they sat with me. And she's watching the game, and we get to that final, like, I think it's like 3 minutes, and she's saying, okay, they got to score a touchdown because 3, they can't kick a field goal, and she's walking me through this whole thing. And okay, so how does this work? So they have now it's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and they got to score a touchdown, right? It was like, well, they have 3 timeouts, and they have this. She was like, they can't do it. This is the Eagles had the ball. She was like, they can't do it. I was like, well, 2 minutes, 45 seconds without those timeouts, that's a lot of time. Yeah. And she goes, yeah, but they have to score a touchdown. I was like, no, yeah, but it's enough time to do it. She goes, no. They haven't done it since I've been watching. She goes, it's not the time. Yeah. They just can't do it.
It's facts.
I was like, well, end of game situations are a little bit different. And she goes, why? Well, baby, I don't exactly know. I just don't think it's the same. And she goes, oh, it's okay. They can't do it. And so I'm holding Morgan, and now we're invested. And it's like, okay, this is 4th down. And she goes, okay, if they don't pick, I think it was 11 yards or whatever it was, it's over. It's like, yep. It's like, they're not going to do it. Like, okay. So the pass happens, and it's one of those ones where I react, and it's like, they did it. And then now they're all, dude, we did it. And now I guess it's a 49er house all of a sudden. And then God bless Audrey. This is my baby, but she has to know everything. And she's like, I told you. Why were you even worried? I told you they couldn't do it. They haven't done it the entire time I've been watching. And it's like, I don't even know why I argued with you. You're right. Like, that is a very simplistic explanation of a 12-year-old. Why can't they score a touchdown right now? Because they haven't. No? There you go.
Look, I was on the same page with her. I said, usually I'm not, like, especially with this defense, just in general with the 49ers. Like, I know, and you guys may seem like I'm like, oh yeah, they just gonna steamroll. But in the moments, like, I wasn't for sure Brock Purdy was gonna score a touchdown. Usually, I'm not for sure thinking that they're gonna stop them. But yesterday, I said, the Eagles aren't scoring a touchdown. Thank God this is they have to score a touchdown, not get in the field goal range, because they could do that easily. I was like, oh, they're gonna get into the red zone or close to it. But three ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
I said, they're not scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
This team is not scoring a touchdown.
I did think if they scored, they were gonna score from 20 to 30 out. They weren't gonna chip away and get into the red zone in a tush push situation, because I didn't think they were gonna get that. Yeah. They were gonna break a play open like they did in the first possession, their first possession. Yeah. And it never happened.
Yeah. Fantastic job by Robert Saleh. That defense.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, I was watching this game and I was thinking, yo, the Niners really gonna win a Super Bowl just not caring about a pass rush.
All the things that you're supposed to do.
It doesn't matter. Like, never get pressure on the guy. Tell him all day. It's like, yeah, Jalen's got time to throw every time. Like, yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fun fact, Tom, the 49ers are the first team to win a Super Bowl without ever sacking a quarterback.
They end up I think the number was 11 pressures last night. Might have been 10 pressures and 1 sack, and it might have been the play of the night. It was the one on the last possession for the Eagles, and Jalen splits the pocket and has at least 12 yards to run. He might have more. And oh boy, his name is escaping me, but the guy they got from the Patriots a couple of weeks ago, or at the trade deadline, just gets his
Keon White
just gets his hand on his ankle, trips him up. That was a sack, technically. And that was the only one of the game. No pressure whatsoever. No pressure, no problem. But oh man, hey, this dude,
Just tripping.
It happened again yesterday when Malik Turner was out there. You know, I know the Niners or whatever.
Oh yeah,
squad. So who the hell is 81?
Did you hear that stat? Hasn't caught a pass since I think 2021. I was like, wait.
Hey, me either.
And he's out there with the game on the line. So who the hell is 81? And why is he forcing us to call a timeout? Because he don't know where to line up. I actually think it was Kendrick.
It's because he hasn't caught a pass since 2021. This was his moment.
I actually think it was Kendrick Bourne's fault. But
Kendrick Bourne is that stupid ass song he released last week.
Yeah, that was tough.
We don't talk about that.
It was one of those.
The
where
fact
I played
that y'all survived that record release is
I played
crazy.
it after Kyle sent it because I wanted to hear it, and then I, Bluetooth on your car, or whatever, and it plays immediately. Like, nope, turn this off. Turn this off right now.
So bad.
But in that vein, I had the same situation with Luke Gifford, who wasn't even able to play in this game, in the Bears game. Like, guys I ain't never heard of. This dude Wallow balled out yesterday. He looked, I ain't saying he's like a starter or nothing like that, but he looked competent. He looked like he's talking to people. He's slapping the defensive lineman on the hip like, hey, get over. No, we need to be here. Hey, I'm covering this one over here, Stout. It's like, yo, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? He looking like a leader out here. Wallow. Who the hell is Wallow? 11 tackles on the night, making plays left and right. Eric Kendricks, he was sitting on the couch 4 weeks ago, and he's out here balling. Have the pass break up to win. That defense, that no-name defense, was absolutely fantastic. Fantastic. Yesterday. It helps that the Eagles are terrible on the offensive end and the play.
Terrible. So that's the other part of this story.
Awful.
That's the other part of this story is both things can be true. Brock, Juszczyk, the team, Bob, Kyle, all of that can be true. Everything we said about Philadelphia going into that game was 100% accurate. Everything, every number we used, every metric we laid out, every time we've said this is going to be a low-scoring game, and if the 49ers are in position late to win, they can't. All of that turned out to be 1,000% true. When it's the story of the season, why on earth would – it's literally the 12-year-old's football analysis again. Why can't they score more than 19 points? Well, they haven't. They literally haven't.
It's like Saquon got his 100 yards yesterday, but it's just more of the same from this season. He had 106 yards, had a 30-yard rush. You take that away, he's only averaging 3 yards a carry yesterday.
It's not a thing. It honestly felt like Saquon Barkley got that 100 yards all at once. It was like he had a couple of big plays where it's like, okay. And then it's like, well, where's Saquon?
Second half felt like a lot of Jalen Hurts.
Well, oh, man.
Jalen didn't look good at all. Jalen didn't look good at all. I'm not sure Jalen's that good. Just not. Like, he can't throw in the middle of the field. Like, he cannot throw in. And when he does, the receivers drop it. But he can't throw the ball in the middle of the field. And if you take away the running lanes for him and you guard the deep passes like the Niners were able to do, he's highly ineffective at that point. Jalen they kind of committed to him for a little bit, and he's earned the right to like, hey, we'll fix the coordinator, maybe even the head coach or whatever. But I don't know.
I don't want to do that because like you've won a Super Bowl with him, and like you've been 2 Super Bowls with him, so it's like I'm gonna chalk it up to this game this year.
That's fair. I'd give him that respect too. Like I said, I'm not saying the Eagles should move on from him right now. I think the Eagles should draft a quarterback though. At some point, like it don't have to be first, second, but like 4th round, like draft a QB.
Well, we'll probably learn a little bit too because I'm sure this Eagles team's gonna look a lot different. Especially next year, they're probably gonna lose some guys.
See, that's it. If they're gonna, they need to start looking different immediately.
Yeah, you might lose AJ Brown depending on see how that situation goes.
They need to start looking different immediately because of what you just said. if I made a list of the Philadelphia Eagles problems, Jalen Hurts is not the first on the list.
Absolutely not. No.
And so I need to check off the problems that I think that they have before I get there. And it starts with they need a competent play caller.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it's your boy or not, you can't, you're sacrificing your football team at this point. He is not good at what he does. And your quarterback has said as much. Is not good at what he does. Right. You have to move on from him. And you have to give your, as it stands right now, franchise quarterback an opportunity to continue to build on something.
For sure, man. The Eagles were who I thought they were. I mean, we laid this out a number of different times over the probably once we got to Wednesday and Thursday, we talked about like Fangio is that's my dog. He's a great defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
That defensive line is fantastic.
And he got a lot of camera time yesterday.
Yeah, pissed off too.
Well, rightfully so.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Casey. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, but if you could hold up to that defensive line pressure, there's plays to be made in the second and third levels, and that's how it played out. There were plays to be made there. So you combine that with the fact that that offense and the play calling was as anemic as it was. The Eagles, I just never thought the Eagles were that good. I thought it was a bad matchup early on against the 49ers because of that defense. But when you really started to dive into it a little bit more, it's the reason why I thought the Niners would win. I thought the Niners would have to play better than what they did to win. They didn't play an A-plus game yesterday. And that's what I thought it was going to take to beat the Eagles. But I still saw a pathway where they could get that done. And it kind of played out how we thought it might.
Nick Sirianni's won, but I wonder how much of him is the issue too. Because they've had 4 offensive coordinators under him. One was Shane Steichen. Next one was Brian Johnson. Got fired in like one season and third. And then Kellen Moore, Saints coach. And then this year, Patullo. Like 2 of those guys are Sirianni guys.
A lot of that is on him. You know what's great about the 49ers? You know what's great about the Rams? You know what's great about the Chiefs? They never have to be in that situation. Looking for a play caller. No, the coach is the guy. You know, like Detroit losing both coordinators. The Niners ain't never going to lose both coordinators. You know what I'm saying? Like the Eagles lost both coordinators. They had to replace them. Oh, man. All right, well, who's the play caller now? You ain't got to worry about that. That's the advantage that a Niners, a Rams, a Chiefs, now the Bears have. Where you just got to worry about play calling in the pulse and the structure of one side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
That's the defensive side. Get you a coordinator in there, let him do his thing, whatever. This side, as long as these top guys, I think LaFleur's on there too, even though we'll talk about him later. Packers can fall into that category. That side always going to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Always. We don't ever have to worry about that. And I think that lends itself to success, long-term success for a franchise.
One more stat, and then Leezy.
Yeah.
You're gonna come in here,
Yeah.
and it's Michael Irvin to the jersey. It's BTA. Demarcus Robinson had 276 yards on the season. He had 111 yesterday. Tremendous.
I did not know that.
Absolutely tremendous. 276 yards on the season. 111 yards yesterday for Demarcus Robinson. Juwan out there.
Does he have your sweater on?
First of all, Lazy's here.
Hey,
First of all, Lazy's here.
Yeah,
you don't get no air
what's
horns,
up?
Lazy.
Yeah,
Calm
what's
down.
up, Lazy?
Oh,
What's up?
Casey?
Hey,
What you
first
talking
of all,
about?
first
Fried
of all,
what?
What's up?
Fried what?
All right, everybody,
Here
settle
we go.
down.
Here we go.
Known Eagles fan.
That's right. Die
Lazy.
hard. Me and Gilly the kid.
Lazy came in here to take his ass whooping.
Oh man, I came in here
Because let's give some context here.
Yep.
You have been known to disappear.
Yeah.
No, never that.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
What you talking about?
Didn't I call in when we beat the Raiders? When we beat
When we
oh,
beat.
yeah,
what about when you
this is
lost?
proving our point right here.
We always got time to get to me. I can't be hogging the mic. We gotta get to TC, Mitch. You know, I gotta
Yes,
share the love.
Because
for
if
everybody.
there is one thing that has happened, it is us not having enough time to talk to TC. That's fact.
I like TC's takes. He's right about Kyle Shanahan.
Man, please, Kyle Shanahan once again goes into Philly, smacks him. Oh, that's what I wanted to say to Kyle Shanahan, or not Kyle Shanahan, Kyle Madsen.
Oh.
And during the handoff. Oh no, I wanted to
aggressively.
I wanted to say this to the collective. All right, man. Yesterday confirmed. It's clear as day now. Brock Purdy don't get hurt in 2022. We beat the brakes off the Eagles. We would have beat the brakes off your asses. We did it in 2023. Then we went in there yesterday and did it. It's clear as day. If Brock Purdy's elbow doesn't explode, we would have beat the brakes off them boys. That's almost one of the lost Super Bowls. Because I'm not so quick to say, oh, we would have just beat the Chiefs. Obviously, I'm not going to say that.
Didn't you lose to the Chiefs the next year?
We're not even talking about you. You don't dictate what's going on right now. You got your ass beat.
We've taken down Mahomes.
Look,
what happened to Mahomes since then?
It's not necessarily a lost championship, but I know for sure we would have mud stomped you guys, stomped a mud hole in you if Brock Purdy didn't blow up his elbow. That's a fact. Now, we didn't see this clear as day for the past 2 times we played, and both of them was in Philly. The last 2 times we played, we didn't slap y'all around. We would have beat the brakes off y'all if Brock didn't get hurt.
Are you done with your revisionist history? We can't go back and rewrite all this and what if, and hey, if he was healthy and this and that. No, KC.
Oh, you do kind of do that a lot in my man's defense.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, look, the final score is the final score.
I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way.
He's wrong.
Just to be clear.
He's wrong.
I'm not saying you're wrong.
He's wrong because we actually had a real offensive coordinator that year, so we would have been just fine. We were just fine.
Hey, y'all would have. Y'all, it was a 1-score game at damn near at the half. Y'all wouldn't have beat us that night. We would have beat y'all so bad.
Remind me what happened in that game. Brock tears his elbow into 17 pieces. Who comes in?
Nobody.
Johnson.
And doesn't he get hurt?
Yeah,
yes. Christian McCaffrey was taking snaps at one point, if that's what you were
wondering.
That's
okay.
Took a snap and threw the ball 25 yards down the field to nobody.
Oh. Clearly.
Hey, that's how it goes, man.
Clearly, they should.
Can you imagine never playing quarterback and then your first snap at quarterback is in the NFL?
Christian got the
in the
snap.
NFC Championship.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, you didn't play against like Pee Wee or anything like that. You were a running back your whole life. Like, no, we need to play quarterback right now.
He got the snap, took a 5-step drop, and just chucked it down the field. And I'm like, oh, somebody. There's not even Eagles defenders. Why did he throw that?
Leezy, what was up with your boy Jalen Hurts, though?
Man, it's not Jalen Hurts' fault. I'm so tired of people coming at Jalen Hurts. It's the offensive coordinator. It's A.J. Brown. Hell, it's Jake Elliott clanking a kick at the start. There's other people to blame here.
Yeah, but okay, fine. But Jalen still gets.
Did Jalen have any turnovers yesterday? I didn't see no interceptions. I saw Brock Purdy throw 2 interceptions.
Is that the argument we're making today?
You
can defend Jalen Hurts.
That's right.
You can defend him and say it wasn't his fault. Yeah. I know. The argument is not he's better than Brock Purdy. I know that's not the argument. Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind?
What's Jalen Hurts in playoffs? Like 6-4. We got the Super Bowl ring too. Like, hey, you put him on.
I know that's not the argument.
Hey, Casey, if you swap him, who's better? You put
if you swap him, Brock Purdy's better.
No, if you put Jalen Hurts with Shanahan and you put Purdy with Sirianni, who's coming out better out of that?
Brock Purdy's a better quarterback.
Oh.
Now Kyle Shanahan is Kyle Shanahan. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, don't get it twisted. Kyle Shanahan he's him.
I'm still waiting for him to win that big game.
Did you
still waiting? Been a couple of years.
Did you know, DLo, Jesse, Leland?
I'm listening. Leezy.
Okay. So in my phone, you're Leland. You told me to call you Leland. All right.
I gotta change that.
Our guy, Baldy, he was asked last week on the Morning Roast.
Mm-hmm.
They said, who would you take, Purdy and Kyle or Sirianni and Hurts? And he said it wasn't even close. He took Sirianni and Hurts.
Really? They have a great
Baldy, my guy, but he's bugging.
That's kind of crazy. That's insane. No, that's insane.
No. They have a great
We don't even know what Sirianni does.
Sirianni's been in the playoffs every year. He's been there.
You agree with
it? What about Sirianni?
You agree with Baldy?
I'm defending Sirianni. I'm defending Hurts and Sirianni.
What was the question again?
They said if you could start a franchise.
Oh,
and it's Shanahan or Purdy or Sirianni and Hurts. He said it's kind of clear. I'm taking Sirianni and Hurts.
Stop.
It's not even Sirianni and Hurts. It's Sirianni, his offensive coordinator, and then Hurts. You don't even get Sirianni.
At least he want to defend him.
I do.
Stop.
Hey, we had Big Dom out there catching more balls than AJ Brown last night. AJ Brown.
Know what Dom does with his time.
Yo, AJ Brown all season been crying, complaining for y'all. Here we go. Yeah. Well,
hey,
passes, man. Passes. Catching more passes.
My bad, ref. We had a little holding on that play. My bad.
So
yeah.
So you think Sirianni is a good coach?
Yes. Every year he's been there, they've been in the playoffs. KC, we've been to the Super Bowl twice. This man has a
What does he do?
Hey, he's a leader of men.
What?
He's a leader of men.
You mean when he's yelling at the star wide receiver?
As he should. He dropped the ball 3 times.
No, get out of my face.
AJ Brown up there.
You don't even do anything. Don't you dare come over here and try to tell me. You don't. What do you do? What do you do? You ain't never calling the plays. Don't you go somewhere else. Get the hell out of my face. What are you doing?
I can't wait for AJ Brown to be gone. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's crazy. That's your star receiver." Blah blah blah. I don't care. I'm like Bill Belichick. I'm moving on. I'm getting him while his value's at high. I'm moving on to somebody else, man. Send him to the Jets. Send him to the Browns. Send him to hell. I don't care. He can go.
Send him to hell.
Straight to hell. Man.
Well,
your thoughts, Dane?
Well, no, I'm up here with Kings fan since 1985. This convo is going nowhere fast.
Yeah, going nowhere like the Eagles. At least he ain't got nothing to say.
That's not true. They going home.
That's true. Cancun.
Hey, just enjoy this, Casey. This is just like a few weeks ago when I called in, because I always call in, when the Eagles lost to the Cowboys. And D'Lo was like, Lee, how you feel about this? I'm like, man, I don't care. This is the Cowboys Super Bowl. This is big for them. It's the same thing for the Niners. They're running out of gas. Enjoy this while you got it. Cherish it, because the Seahawks are coming.
Seahawks go get.
Oh, you a Seahawks fan? Don't do this, Lazy. Don't do this.
I'm not
Seahawks are back. Don't do this, Lazy. Don't do this.
No, it's his MO.
Don't do this, Lazy.
Football's different. We don't just change teams to football.
Who you like in the NBA right now?
I like the NBA.
That's all right. That's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
NBA fan. I just love the game.
You live a very happy man?
No, you can't. You can't, because how do you talk trash? And like, I can't even pick, like, how am I supposed to talk trash back to you as a fan? Oh, I like the league. What am I supposed to do with that?
You don't. Like, why
are you
talking
talking to me about like the Celtics? Someone talking about the Kings.
What do you got to talk trash
like?
to me for?
Not you. I'm just saying, like, Leezy and those fans.
Those fans. You hear this, D'Lo? Those fans.
Because Leezy be talking trash.
Who do I be talking trash about?
Leezy said that as just a racial slur was thrown his way. These fans.
These fans. Man.
What do you mean by these fans?
Leezy, before you get out of here,
yes, sir.
As an Eagles fan,
he said
he
said the Seahawks are coming.
Yeah,
that's funny.
Yeah,
didn't y'all lose to the Seahawks? Didn't they already?
Yeah, we already beat the Seahawks too. What are you talking about? Okay, we've gone into Seattle and got that win. Last time you went to Seattle, you choked it away.
No.
Monday Night Football. I remember.
I can't wait.
I know everything.
It's good to be right.
About them boys.
I can't wait.
But look, I need you to say this. You need to say it.
Oh.
Niner gang.
Oh no, I'm not saying.
Go ahead and say you lost, bro. That's part of the bet.
Sir,
that's
Fly
part
Eagles.
of the bet.
We never shook on nothing.
Say Niner gang.
No, Fly Eagles, fly Seahawks, fly. Just take down the Niners.
To be clear, there was no bet, was there?
No.
Man,
I got lucky.
Hey, you my man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, the Seahawks are coming. Sounded a little funny, so I just want to be clear.
They're calling
you
for the ref.
Switched it up. No, I'm not.
No. We've been telling you about this. We've been telling you about this.
No, that little switch of the team thing, like,
see, you've been condoning this.
No.
Let's say you can't. Oh yeah. Wow.
No.
D'Lo.
He is a basketball fan. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
He said he's an Eagles fan.
Hey, Mark can verify I'm an Eagles fan.
He said he's an Eagles fan.
Said I'm with Adam Silver.
To switch it up and say, hey, the Seahawks are coming. It's like, all right, wait a second, bro.
No.
Hold on a second.
D'Lo,
was you a Falcons fan too?
Never that.
Fan of the Birds?
Never Falcons fan. Never that. I've been an Eagles fan for life, man. LaShawn McCoy, Deshaun Jackson, Vic, Foles. They count out Foles too, and he got his Super Bowl just like Hurts.
Losers.
Okay.
All winners.
Goodbye.
Took down Brady,
Losers.
took down Mahomes.
Lazy,
We'll be
good.
back.
You came in here. You took that ass whooping. Well done.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate you as always. We'll come. All right, we back here. Our man Jake Gaden of CBS 13 with us. Jake, what's happening, baby?
What's up, fam? How we doing? Great week to be here in Sacramento. Mike Brown back in town, 49ers in the divisional round, and Drake May is still going to be the MVP of the NFL.
Well, we'll get to all of that. We'll start with
the greatest first playoff game ever.
Let's start with the 49ers because you're off to Seattle, right?
Yeah, I'm going off to Seattle on Friday. It's going to be a great game, I think. Round 3 of this matchup this season. Of course, as we know how the first two went. 49ers won Seattle in week 1 of the season. Week 18 went Seattle's way in San Francisco. I am excited for this week. I think the big key for the 49ers is if Ricky Pearsall is going to be available, because Trent Williams will play in this game. He's already said he's going to. Played last week. But if they can get Ricky back as well, I think that changes some offensive scheme of what they can do. I'm paying a lot of attention. I know the big topic this week is Fred Warner and him being activated off the IR and practicing this week. Do I think he plays on Saturday? I don't think there's a shot on that. But if that man can play next week in the championship game, that would be wild.
Damian and Kyle Madsen have talked about a number of different times the possibility of, yes, Fred not playing this week, but the thought process for the team of like, yeah, he's not going to play this week, but I think he'll play in the NFC Championship game if we can get there. And that motivated, hey, just get one more and then we're going to get our guy back. Like being just a little bit of a motivating factor in a game that's already, you should be highly motivated for, your season's on the line, but any little bit helps at this point, right?
Yeah, I think any little bit helps, and I think also the possibility of knowing how close Fred is and how attainable that could be, and miraculous, quite honestly, that would be. But if you're not getting up for this game, man, you're not a real football player, because playing in a divisional round game in the playoffs in the NFL at the highest level, it don't get much better than that. So, you can use it as motivation all you want. I think the big motivation will be the smack talk between the two teams, because after that week 18 game, Seattle was talking a bunch and they're still talking this week. And I think the 49ers are kind of doing the same, the back and forth. This is not a friendly rivalry. You guys both know that. And I think, the first 2 games were very close games, defensive battles. I don't expect anything different in round 3. I think maybe more gimmick plays for both sides of the thing. But at the end of the day, if you ask me what this thing's going to come down to, it's going to be Sam Darnold and how he can play a quarterback once again. Can he play mistake-free? And that will kind of probably decide the game once again.
You got a prediction? Sorry.
Just real quick. I mean, I'm looking at some clips right now. I don't think he's playing on Saturday.
Ricky?
Fred. I don't think Fred is playing on Saturday.
Okay.
And he looked like he's playing. Like he's moving on this practice.
He looked like he was playing after the Chicago game.
Right. He did. But he's moving some type of way. Also, Ricky was in practice today. He wasn't on the side field, nothing like that.
Okay.
Ricky was in practice today. So, I mean, they haven't said
hope he didn't get hurt.
I hope he didn't either.
I mean, I got to imagine, what's today? Wednesday. Is probably the only practice?
Yeah.
Probably won't be full speed practice. Tomorrow will be a walkthrough again, yeah.
Walkthrough Friday?
No, they'll travel.
You travel on Friday.
Friday. So you'll do a walkthrough in the actual hotel, but you won't get the practice field.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, just seeing clips. And I don't think Fred's playing on Saturday, but I do think if they win, he plays in the NFC Championship game.
You'd be hard-pressed to keep him out.
From Chris Biederman at this exact moment. You can't convince me he's not listening. At this point, I don't think we should be surprised if Fred Warner plays Saturday.
Man. What?
To be clear, our guy Chris Biederman is not reporting that Fred Warner is playing this Saturday.
Yeah.
But he is as locked in as anyone else. And you heard him.
I don't know.
Be surprised if he plays.
I don't know if he's super locked in. And I don't know if Chris was literally at the practice. And
he's probably looking at the same clips you are.
Fred looked like it's almost like, all right, well, what's going to change in 1 week? Like from seeing him practice these clips, like what's 1 week going to do?
Benchmark?
looks ready to
I don't
go
know.
now.
Might be a medical thing. I don't know, guys. I'm not a doctor. Are you? Like, I don't know. There's benchmarks for these things. Oh, you are. Dr. KC coming at you.
Doctor.
He stayed at a Holiday Inn Express.
I'm the love doctor. That's what I am. They go to me for advice.
Love that. Love that.
Who's they? Just for the
Oh,
record.
people have clients. They're like, KC, what do I do here?
Did you
man?"
get him from that Twitter account you follow? Jake.
Is he the Hitch of Sacramento? Is that what we're getting at here?
Hey, little known fact about me. Never seen Hitch.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a good movie. It's fun. It's fun. It's a Will Smith. I like most of Will Smith's movies. Well, in that era of time, I like Will Smith's
Eva Mendes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. When Albert
And
Brenneman chucks the inhaler, that's the best part.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. What's his name? King of Queens.
Oh, I forgot his
Kevin
name.
James.
Kevin James.
Yeah. But Sean Payton. It's Sean Payton. Jake, you got any predictions for Saturday?
Close one. 17-15. I know that sounds like a weird score, but I think it's going to be a lot of field goals, low scoring game, defensive battle. I'm intrigued to see what the home field advantage is for Seattle, because 49er fans like to travel, and we'll find out on Friday when we fly up there. We got a little direct flight on Delta Airlines. CBS paying the good big bucks for
shout out CBS.
So we'll see how many fans are going to be up there. I'm intrigued by it because did you guys see the report that Seattle let their season ticket holders know do not sell your tickets, we will find you and come after you or whatever. So I just wonder,
bitch, what are you gonna do?
Well, they said they're sending the people, the season ticket holder themselves, saying, hey, we see your seats are on a third party site. If you sell them, we might not allow you to renew next year.
All right, man.
What if you can't make it though? What if you literally are out of town?
My thought is that,
bro, I was gonna go on Sunday. I can't go on Saturday. I got to sell my ticket.
But my thought is they're like, well, we have a in-house reselling thing that we can do. They don't have to be on SeatGeek.
Well, sweetie,
but I don't know if I'll make the bag from a buck for that. So
I ain't defending them.
I'm intrigued to see how many Niner fans are up at the 12th man at Lumen Field, which I guess I've never been to Seattle before. I'm actually pumped to see what I heard great things about Lumen Field. So it should be fun.
Yeah, it looks great. I got to get there, man. I don't think it's going to be what it normally is when Niners go up there. I think there's definitely going to be some red in the crowd for sure. But sometimes it looks almost like the Red River Classic, as they're calling it now. It looks like that sometimes. I don't think it'll be that, because Seattle, they ain't had a home playoff game in 10 years. So that's like when people thought the Warriors were going to take over the Kings. Golden one for the playoff. Nah, they've been waiting for this.
Speaking of, good transition right there from the San Francisco 49ers to the Sacramento Kings. Mike Brown is in town. The New York Knicks are here tonight. And you guys at CBS had a chance to talk to Mike last night. How was that?
Dude, Mike is in great spirits. He's in a good form.
He should be there, 24-13 or something like that.
No, they've lost 5 of what? 7?
Yeah, but when you come back,
they won their last 2. Back on track.
When you come back to a place, because I've done it before in my career, where you had an unceremonious exit, it can be an awkward situation, right? And I think he has been very grateful at every opportunity that he had here. I think it was really intriguing when I asked him, hey, do you have any regrets from your time in Sacramento? And he's like, honestly, I've had none. We couldn't do anything about the injury bug at the end of year 2 when we went from 48 to 46 wins. If Kevin didn't get hurt, if Malik didn't get hurt, it'd be a different conversation. And I think we would have probably had a better record to end the year. And then, he didn't say anything about missing the organization, but he definitely said things about missing the players and working with certain people. And then he specifically shouted out the community and being in the community and living up here. And that's the thing that I think that reflects Mike Brown the best, is just how much he was in the community, how much he felt the fans, how much he really wanted to turn the city and the organization, or turn the team and the organization around for the city. And I think tonight he's like questioning if he's going to be celebrated if they show him on the jumbotron. And I'm going to be like, if you were like, let me say this to everybody in Sacramento. If you are not standing up and cheering for Mike Brown when they announce him tonight, I am throwing you out of the Golden One Center, because that man changed the organization for 2023, changed the trajectory of everything was going, was a stand-up individual. Yes, he may have not made every single correct basketball move, but as the person and what he represented for this city, I couldn't have thought of a better outstanding individual to do that. So he says it's going to be emotional tonight. I think it will be. I think, the crowd, as I'm expecting to give him a lot of love and show support. And then, of course, when, the ball is tipped, all bets are off. Let's go to work. Let's see if the Kings can get their third straight win this season, which would be a wild concept if you ask me.
Okay, two quick things, real quick. One, Jake does not have the authority to throw you out of the Golden One Center.
I wish
Two,
I did.
Jake Caden and Mike Brown, y'all new around here? This fan base loves their players. As long as you're not Buddy Hield, who they now boo playfully, by the way. He's not Spencer. He's not what was the other one? Was it Jet? Was it Jason Terry?
Sure.
It's not him. That's not go away heat. Like, he has fun, playful heat. Like, and I think he's in on it now. Like, he knows it's a gimmick. Mike will absolutely be cheered. That's what this isn't Twitter. This isn't, hell, it's not even sports talk radio. This is the Golden One Center. It's different. There is a blending of all of those things inside the Golden One Center, but it's different when you're there, and he will get. LeBron James got a pop 2 days ago. Mike Brown will get a pop when his name is called.
I agree 100%. 100%. There's one exception that took us all a little bit by surprise, and that was the initial reaction to Fox. Fox was I didn't anticipate it. And they gave him he touches the basketball, we're booing treatment for like 2 quarters.
Yeah, true. But what happened when the video played?
Standing ovation.
Yeah, like there's a certain, like, when Mike is introduced, there's going to be a reaction. The game hasn't started. There's going to be a reaction. I don't know that Mike will be celebrated later. I don't know. Oh, hey guys, just one more time. I don't know what the purpose, especially for a guy. I don't know what the purpose is. It's not like he's Pete Carrill or something, or Rick Alderman, or hell, even Elston Turner. He's not that. But he was here. The years he was here were important. He'll get that initial reaction, and I think that'll be it. I think everyone knew with Fox they were going to have a chance to celebrate him, and they waited for it. He's going to get that treatment, and I don't know that he'll get that again.
I don't think so.
I think that was really
kind of indifferent.
That was kind of the spirit of the day and the game, and when it was time, he got the big pop and a sustained ovation, and then that was it. That was it.
That's the interesting thing, though. You guys don't think he gets a tribute video tonight?
Nah.
I don't know how you do that. Like, it's not that
after you announce the starting lineup,
him like pointing, like what's the video?
There's that.
Turn
on the Jets. Some of the DPOG celebrations. Winning the Coach of the Year.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like if
I don't care if he does. He can have it. Yeah, sure, that's fine. That's fine. I don't care if they give him.
Do you think
great. Good for him.
Do you think they should? Like both of you guys. Do you think they should, like, because they fired him, like they moved on from him. Who knows how that relationship is, and they treat it as business as usual, or should they acknowledge Mike Brown is back in town? We want to salute you in some type of way.
I think they got to acknowledge it, like, because prior to Mike, it was still a blank show, as they would say in Sacramento, of just not being on the right path. He brought some stability to an organization that was looking for it. He brought accountability. Like, he changed the trajectory of the team for 2 years, right? Almost 3. For me, if you're asking me, like, do I think that he gets a tribute video on the first time out of the game? No. I think if you do it right, I think You announce the Knicks starters, then you put a tribute video up for Mike, then you show Mike Brown, and the head coach of the New York Knicks, Mike Brown, give him the love there. Then you roll the Kings intro, Kings intro video, and then you announce their starters, tip ball, good to go. Like, if that's, I'm not a PR guy for the Kings, but if I'm doing it, that's how I would go about it.
Here's the question I would ask if I'm game ops, Mo, and probably to a certain degree, Scott Perry and Kings management need to be involved in this as well. Do the fans want it? If the fans do, and they'll react to it, yeah, let's go ahead. Let's give it to him. Mike was coach of the year. Mike was also here like 3 years. That's the other thing that I kind of get stuck. It's not like he was here very long. Like Darren was here, like 7, 8?
Yeah.
Like that's
drafted by the team.
Yeah, that's a chunk of his career.
Yeah.
But if I mean, could you do both? Because normally the coaching, I should say, could you do both at the beginning? Normally the coaching is just kind of like an afterthought. The coaching staff is just a quick, and the head coach, it's not like really a big thing. Do you introduce, the final player, take a quick pause, the video hits, turn the F and Jets, coach of the year trophy, Mike pointing at somebody. You probably don't want to show De'Aaron Fox on this video. You probably don't want to show anyone who's not here on this video. Probably don't want to do that either. So you keep the shots real selective, and welcome back to the Golden One Center. Yeah. And you just do it all right there.
That would be dope.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
Outside of that, the Kings have won 2 in a row. What do you attribute that to?
They shot ridiculously well from 3 against the Lakers, like ridiculously well. And then the Rockets game out-rebounded them, and especially on the offensive side of the ball. I think this team has turned the corner. Oh, hi, Kyle Madsen. How are you, buddy? Yeah.
He can't hear.
I know he can't see. I missed you too, bud. All right. Go to Disney World. Sorry. I think they have turned the quarter this season. I was talking with a couple colleagues a couple weeks ago. I thought they turned a couple days ago. I thought they turned the corner a couple weeks ago in terms of how they played prior to that LA trip where they got blown out by the Lakers and Clippers on the road at the end of the year. And now I'm starting to feel the same way. It's just like I feel like they've turned the corner. The hustle plays there. They're rebounding the ball well. They finally got the rotation situated. But at the end of the day, the past 2 games, it all comes down to one person only. And I sat there with KC, and we're talking about it basically the whole end of the Laker game. Where's Malik Monk been, and why is it now that we're starting to play him? And we can answer the question, it's because Dennis has been suspended for the past 2 games. But like the spark that Malik has brought off the bench, his playmaking ability, like, yes, he had 26 points last game, but 8 assists with that. I think that is, an undervalued part of his game. Defensively, he's been decent. People forget that Malik is that spark plug off the bench. Now, there is times where Malik comes off the bench and just doesn't have it that night, and I can understand where your frustration comes from there. But I would say over 50% of the time, that man comes off the bench, provides a spark, provides some instant offense that they haven't had in that second unit over the past couple of weeks, and then he's been able to close the game. So, I think that's where I would point to is Malik Monk has been the difference maker the past 2 games. I'm intrigued to see what he looks like tonight coming off the bench. And if he can keep this up, I just want him to still be the offensive force that he is. He doesn't need to take a million shots. I just want him to be a great ball handler, distribute the ball, take the shots when you need to, and be an instant offense. And that's kind of what the Kings have been lacking in that second unit. And I'm excited to see if that can happen again.
Yeah, we obviously had a conversation about Malik Monk. We talk about him often here and what he's been able to do in these last 2 games. Dennis Schroeder not being there has obviously opened up minutes for a guy like Malik. Do you see a scenario where Schroeder comes back and they still give Malik those type of minutes and he plays with Dennis Schroeder, however they feel they need to do it, but Malik's minutes still stay there even with Schroeder back in the rotation?
That's the question I'm going to ask myself after I watch tonight's game, because right now I want 3 games to kind of evaluate where Malik is at. Because if he plays well again tonight, then I think to your point, Casey, I think you have to take a hard look of whose minutes you take away from, if that's Keon or if that's Dennis moving forward. But I also say this, guys, like trade deadline's how many weeks away? It's like 3 weeks away.
Yeah.
Like time is now. Like if you want to make a move, like, I don't think Malik's stock after the past 2 games, and if he plays well tonight, is not going to be any higher. Like I think you pull the trigger on some things, and that maybe frees up some minutes, either if it's Malik's on the team or if he's traded. I think that's where the question mark is. The question where I'm going to come into is I'm going to watch him tonight, see how he plays, and then starting tomorrow, ask myself, okay, if he plays well, do they take minutes away from people, or is he traded within the next 24 to 48 hours? And if he plays poorly, I have a feeling they're probably going to go back to what they had previous to that, with Dennis being the main ball handler in that second unit, and you play Keon and Malik depending on how well each is playing in that game.
I think that's very sweet. Can I tell you, I don't believe Malik's play has anything to do with anything.
Really?
I don't think Malik Monk wasn't playing because he wasn't playing well. I don't think that's the case. Here's the tough part about my dumbass. I can't tell you why he wasn't playing. I don't know. I don't know if it's just we're going Dennis, we're going Keon, we're going, Nick DeMar, all of this. That's what we're doing. Maybe it just truly is as simple as that. All I know is one game. I can't remember which one it was. I feel like it was the one they won in Miami, but that might not have been it. He played the first half, didn't come off the bench the second half, and it felt like everything changed after that. So Malik could go for 30 tonight. I don't think it matters.
It's already been written.
I feel like now maybe I'm wrong, because I don't understand why Malik wasn't playing in the first place. But I don't think it's his production that matters to either Doug Christie or this front office or whoever. I don't know what it is.
It's also maybe getting Keon on the floor and seeing what they have out of him.
Sure.
Possibility of it. Like, and Keon's been in good spirits too. Like, talk to him today. I'm just like, hey, with Malik playing well, like, what does that mean for you? And he's like, I'm good. I'm Gucci. I'll do whatever the team oriented player. I'll do whatever they ask me to do. So, but to answer your question, Dame, I don't know. That's a question that Doug Christie has skirted around numerous times this year and just said it was a basketball decision and doesn't go much deeper into it.
What if the Kings go on a run and we just track it back to Dennis Schroeder slapping Luka Doncic?
The slap
that turned the season around, and all of a sudden the team wins like 40 of 36 or something.
Goes around and make the playoffs.
They make the playoffs. And
I want AJ DeBonsa here in Sacramento next year, guys. I don't know about you.
I'd love AJ here. I'd absolutely love
not
AJ
KC's
here.
Pick.
Well, no, if they have the number 1 pick. They got the number one pick. I'm taking De'Aaron.
Gotcha.
Really?
Well, that's fine. History says they're not going to have that, so it's okay.
Right.
We'll see how it goes, guys. I think right now, like I said, this is a very interesting stretch because, again, no Trae Young, by the way, on Friday. I don't know if you guys saw that report. So that will be interesting against Washington, see how that ends up happening. And then who do you got on Sunday, right? Houston? No, it's Portland on Sunday, right? Yeah, it's Portland. So, this is where the schedule weakens a little bit, right? We've talked about how hard their schedule was at the beginning of the year. Weakens a little bit. They're at home for another. Oh, what are you shaking your head? What are you shaking your head
have
for?
10 wins in a weak schedule. Like you don't. Like, everyone is better than you. Like, everybody. Their 2-game winning streak is the thing that's keeping them from being the worst team in professional basketball. Ain't no light schedule. Portland's going to beat their ass on Sunday.
They beat them twice. But
Who
Portland beat the Kings twice. But Portland, one day we're going to have a conversation about, because they done everything that everybody wants people to do.
Yeah. Yep.
And they out here.
Well, they're not the only ones. There's a lot of them.
I think the other thing there, though, they're waiting for Dame to come back next year, fam.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Well, good luck to them. Shout out Dame, always. I was going to say, hey, thanks for joining us. Enjoy Seattle. However, would you like a few minutes? Look, he's glowing already because he knows where this is going. Would you like a few minutes to talk about your New England Patriots and the Houston Texans coming up on Sunday? For the record, just so you know who your true friends are, I've got the Patriots winning. The individual directly across from me has the Houston Texans in the AFC Championship.
That changes things.
Now, mind you, Jake, I had this about 3-4 weeks ago.
He did.
It has nothing to do with them facing the Patriots. But yes, I think the Texans.
Even watching them play against the Steelers and how poorly that offense, how bad it was, and if Nico Collins can't play for Houston, you're still going to pick Houston.
I saw how poorly the Patriots played on offense. And this is a better defense. It's a better defense than what the Chargers were throwing out there. It's the best defense in football.
Best defense in football. I agree with you on that, but I'm going to take Drake over CJ every single day. No questions asked. I'm going to take the running game that the Patriots have. No questions asked. Offensive line, I think it's a toss-up, but I'm going to take Steph Diggs over Nico Collins right now just because I don't think Nico might play. So I think if you're a Patriots fan, where this game is going to be won and lost is going to be in the trenches, guys. It won't be the skill positions or anything like that. It'll be, can the left side of the Patriots line stop them, and then can Josh McDaniels scheme that, because they have two rookies on the left side of the line. And then defensively for the Patriots, can you make sure that you contain C.J. Stroud and just make him be a non-mobile quarterback and stay in the pocket, because I don't know who he's going to throw it to this year. But it's going to be a low-scoring game, I can guarantee you that. Defensive battle, back and forth. It's going to be just as boring as it was last Sunday. I hate to say that, but then they're going to get to the championship game, and all bets are off. I think, Dame, you were there when speaking of our good friend Chris Biederman asking me, do you think the Patriots have a legit shot at the Super Bowl? Yeah, I think any team right now has a legit shot at the Super Bowl. Do I think they win the AFC Championship game if they're taking on Denver or they're taking on Buffalo? I'd probably say no. But as a Patriots fan myself, I'll say this, okay? This season has already been a success, and I've talked to my boys about this. The fact that we had more wins this year than we'd had in the past 3 years combined, we've won a playoff game. We are a year ahead of schedule in so many facets, and the amount of cap space we have this offseason is insurmountable. Plus, we're going to have another great draft this year. With that, if we lose this week, I won't be devastated. It's not. We are a year ahead of schedule. But if we win AFC Championship game, I'll still talk my talk and be a proud Patriot and Drake May fan. I can tell you that much.
Jake can keep listening to the show when we come back.
You seem to have taken exception to something I said, he said, we talked about.
Exception seems a little aggressive. So
okay.
I just took note. And you said something a couple of weeks ago when I was not on the air, but I tapped in. I agree 100%. 100%. This notion in football, in the NFL specifically, we're just getting started. We're a year ahead of schedule. Hey, house money. It's all good. That is not how it tends to work all the time. We
always talk about being ahead of schedule. I really would like to meet these schedule makers.
The latest example of this has to be the Detroit Lions. I told people they had that clip of when the guy in the NFC Championship game kicks the field goal for them to go before the half, to go up 24-7, I think, before the half. And Lions fans are like, who knew this was as good as it would get?
Oh,
who knew this was the peak?
Boy, can we relate to that.
And the notion that, and I hear Patriots fans say it, I hear Bears fans say it, we're ahead of schedule. Man, if you have an opportunity to win, which the Patriots do this year, which the Bears do this year, ain't no house money. You better win when you can. Because ain't no guarantee it's going to be the same next year. Ain't no guarantee it's going to be the same next year. And I understand. I'm not saying I think the Patriots are in a good place, as good as you can be. They've got a good coach. They've got a really good quarterback, all this other stuff. But football, such a violent sport. so many things can happen that can change the course of your franchise due to injuries and performance and stuff like that. Yeah, there ain't no house money. You better win when you can.
Yeah.
There ain't no ahead of schedule. The Patriots got an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl this year. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Some people in the chat said Washington the same way. But Washington was saying this, oh yeah, we got JD,
Yeah.
like it's good. It's good. And it might be. Maybe this year was just a bad year.
And I think it was. I think they'll be back. I just don't know they're back to 12-5. I don't think they're back to the NFC. But I think Washington may be back to a playoff team next year. But I never. It's not fair. Like, I get it. I know where they were. I never saw them as championship contenders. I didn't. Detroit, I did. And Detroit is a fantastic example of this conversation we're happening, because Jesse, he asked the question to us privately. I don't remember if it was last week when it was, but like, is the Lions window, is their championship, is it closed? And it was like, man, if it was open, boy, it was open briefly.
Yeah.
It was quick.
Yeah.
Like Kings. That window, I'm not even saying championship window, just that window. Grand opening, grand closing, like all them clubs in downtown Sacramento.
Right.
Is DLo and KC out here for 102.5, and it's closed the next week.
Well, Malik's.
Oh, my God. Man, Malik's went into bankruptcy fast. Goodness gracious. An L21 lasted longer.
But, yeah, man, like, I'm always leery of that. Like,
Absolutely.
I think about even the 49ers. In this incarnation of the 49ers, like, oh man, they found some young guys. They're playing good. Like, it's house money. Or next year was really the year they're going to really be like the Rams. Like, this year was like the retooling year. Next year it's really going, man, go win these games this year. George Kittle tears his Achilles out of nowhere. Fred Warner, who knows what happened? Who's to say that? And I'm not wishing this on them in any form or fashion, but who's to say the Bears and the Patriots don't have the same injury issues the Niners had next year?
Yep.
That's the type of game you're playing in football.
Hell, go back to 19, your 2019 49ers.
Yeah.
And then the 2020
was crazy.
It was an awful year.
So I thought about that specifically. When I think the Lions got eliminated, and I was gone. They got eliminated on Sunday, and I wasn't here on Monday. And yeah, I was like, I don't subscribe to that. We had a schedule. My boy Alan, the Bears
what a
fan,
trend!
said that.
So you skip out on shows the day after they lose, huh?
Who?
Wow, that's what you just said. The 49ers got eliminated. Now what?
No, the Lions got eliminated.
Oh.
I think the Niners won. I think that wasn't Sunday night because I was here for that. Niners smacked up the Texans or the Titans, I think that.
Oh, okay. You're right.
Yeah. But I tell Alan, the Bears fan, be saying like, oh, it's cool because we a year ahead of schedule. Man, don't play that game. I hope you are. I hope it's continued success.
See, and you're Chicago. Just speaking of Chicago specifically, you're Chicago. Hey, salute to Detroit and all of that. Hell, even New England. New England carries the weight of Tom Brady everywhere. I'd argue they carry the weight more of Tom Brady than Belichick, or more than Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. You're carrying the weight of one of the greatest players to ever live, probably the greatest quarterback to ever live, the greatest winner to ever live. You carry the weight of that in New England. And even with that, you're still not Chicago. Detroit, same division, rivalry, Thanksgiving, the whole thing. You're not Chicago.
Yeah.
Caleb, I said Caleb plays in that. If Caleb is playing next week, next year, when we approach preseason, you talk about the return of Patrick Mahomes, and we'll see what Josh Allen looks like here this week. You got Lamar and whatever the Ravens situation might be, and you start having these conversations about MVPs and front runners and guys to watch. Caleb's name is going to be mentioned. And the idea of, and this falls along the lines of what you're talking about, the idea of taking the next step. We had this conversation endlessly the year after the Kings made the playoffs. Well, just because they made the first round last year doesn't mean success is determined by the fact that they make the second round this year or beyond. It's there's a progression that we were hoping at the time would have to take that would take place. And just because they don't get to the second round of the playoffs or further doesn't mean that progression isn't happening. It's just and we had countless examples of teams that wound up winning titles that would make the playoffs and they would lose in the first round, second round, and it would be a while before they won. The expectations of what Chicago is going to be dealing with for Caleb to be a top-tier quarterback and for that team to win late into January is going to be far greater than anything they're experiencing right now. Yeah. No one's – again, I don't believe in the term. You're talking about house money. Chicago was dead to start the season. 4 weeks into the season, it's like, oh, Ben Johnson, Caleb. Guys, Caleb doesn't have it. Now, all of a sudden, Caleb's leading game-winning drives, doing all of these things that you expected him to do when he first entered the league. And it's like, okay, I do this all the time with Minnesota. It's like, all right, I'm going to wait and see. I like it. It's fun to watch. Let me see before I start talking about them being contenders, MVP contenders, Super Bowl contenders, all of those different things. Obviously, they're playing in the divisional round. They're a Super Bowl contender at this point. I believe in them far more than I believe in Washington last year, but that has a lot to do with the field also.
Washington was in the NFC Championship game.
Didn't buy it. Right. Didn't buy it. They were the Atlanta Hawks to me. Trae Young. I didn't buy it.
It's and it's one of those things where like little things that you don't even think about happen. And ironically, I think the Bears experienced a little bit of it this year, and their record is good in these situations. But you win, you get to divisional rounds, all this other stuff. Oh, now you're a higher profile team. Now you got 5 primetime games, which is cool. Like you're on Sunday Night Football and you're on Monday Night Football, but number one, you're playing the best teams now in those high profile games. Number two, we playing on Monday night 3 times. That's cool. That means we got 3 short weeks. So, man, all right, well, how do we adjust to that? I think the last year after the Niners made the Super Bowl, and this was a schedule quirk. I don't expect this to always be the case for all these teams, but they faced like 11 of their games were they were in the negative rest, like the team was coming off a bye or an extra 3 days rest, and a lot of
Thursday night game.
A lot of that had to do with your schedule and primetime games, and those are things that you don't always factor in. So it's not impossible. Clearly, there are a number of different teams that are good out of nowhere and then continue to be good for year upon year, but ain't no
timeout. 20-point leads down to 16, and you could hear the panic in Katie and Kyle's voice as the lead dropped to, I think it was 14. It was like 4 minutes left, but they are concerned.
I'm sorry.
It never happened.
I'm sorry. You said Katie and Kyle's voice. I was at the game last night. Do we have to go to the sky for Katie? What was that all about?
They killed Katie yesterday.
Shout out to that producer.
That is accurate.
I was watching the game. Audio was rough to start. It sounded like she was just kind of in a tin can, and Drapes was doing his normal thing, and Katie's like, like that or whatever.
And I think he was trying to talk to the producer.
Yeah,
he said, I can't hear Katie at all. And the producer, for some reason, this was all picked up on mic, said, yeah, we had to kill Katie.
Like, loud too, by the way. Not even like, we had to kill her, Mike. No. Yeah, we had to kill Katie.
All right, man. I saw one of the what are they called? The
memorandum. I saw those. Yeah. So I was like, this is going really bad.
The program.
I know they're talking about this. Let's see what King's Twitter is doing. And sure enough, I opened it and there's a black and white graphic of Katie, in her death.
Oh man, Katie.
I had to kill Katie. That's tough.
In all seriousness, how long was that? Like, when did she come back?
It lasted like a few minutes.
It did. Yeah,
after the first TV timeout, maybe around that time.
Yeah, it was because I remember thinking like, "Hey, come on, guys! Like, what's going on?" Like, Like, I mean, what do you got to swap out our headset? Like, what are you doing? But yeah, I mean, I guess it live, it felt like it. Come on, guys, like, what's going on?
Yeah.
In reality, it wasn't that long. It was enough for her to die, though. It was enough for we killed Katie to become a thing.
Crazy.
Yeah,
and over the air is crazy.
We had to kill Katie. Shout out Kings fans that made that.
All that on Twitter. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, man.
But
thankfully, Katie was resurrected. Oh, here we go. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here it is. Oh, we had to kill her. This is
It sounds like a rocket launch.
This is the
NASA or something like that.
This is the prime evidence in an HBO, investigation report. This is the start of a Netflix docuseries.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we had to kill her.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was ready to kill Katie. We had to kill
so
her.
Yeah, it's so funny how that sounds way worse. We had to kill her versus we had to kill Katie sounds way worse.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that sounds crazier than I expected.
It's even better. No remorse in his voice at all. Yeah, we had to kill her.
Stone cold right there.
Yes, we had to kill her.
Oh my goodness. I gotta be leery of ever being on those airways.
Poor Katie trying to give a shout out to her kids' teachers, not realizing she had been murdered earlier in the day.
Oh man. Hey.
TCG says we need a shirt, orange hoodie that says, "Oh no, they killed Katie."
Put it on a shirt.
Man.
Well, don't put that on a shirt.
Well,
it's a little too inside baseball right there. I don't know if we want to be parading.
Might be a
around.
smidge bit insensitive.
Yeah.
It's only funny if you heard it. And now that we've all
had
heard
to
it,
be there.
it's very funny.
You can only buy it if you listen to the game.
It
Or
is-
listen to the clip here.
We had to kill her.
That's a crazy.
All right, boss. Like, who's next then?
Drapes go silent. Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Shout out to our man Kyle Draper.
I didn't expect that at all. That's funny. To your original
Mike Brown
point,
received a nice little ovation, and that's kind of what it was. It wasn't a rousing ovation. It was a nice reaction. Part of it was there was no reluctance to cheer him. Part of it was the arena wasn't very full when Mike Brown was introduced. So when the starting lineups hit, the arena wasn't full. So the reaction was it was nice. It just wasn't, earth shattering. Vivek came over and said hello to Mike Brown, I guess.
didn't seem like you were a fan of that.
I thought it was fake. I thought it was performative. He did it on the court. Mike Brown's been here for like a month based on his pregame press conference.
Yeah.
Visited everywhere DJ Oasis was. I guess Mike Brown was there. And anyways, I thought it was performative. I thought it was fake. And I don't know obviously what the two talked about. I don't know that Mike cared to do that. I felt like Vivek did it for the camera, and that was that. Could be wrong. Maybe I don't know. I just didn't think it needed to be done.
Take Vivek out of this. Take the fact that it's Vivek out of this. Let's just say you're the owner of the Sacramento Kings. They're gonna say, if you don't acknowledge them at all, oh, you were a coward, you couldn't even address them or whatever. So don't you just
So you have to do it in front of the cameras. You can't go and you can't go into the tunnel and say hello. You can't see him in the hours before the game that you know that he's there and say hello and shake his hand, and
for sure
whatever you said to him, you could say it to him there.
For sure. Absolutely can. But I mean, this happens all the time. Like coaches and players, or a player going back to whatever arena or playing against the coach or whatever. They claim, Oh man, the day was just so busy. I didn't even, and they have the dap up on the court or after the game or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I think it happens all the time. I was actually surprised to see that happen where it did and when it did.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of like it didn't. I understand what you're saying about it. It's just kind of whatever. Like I didn't think.
Yeah, I don't have any
think,
feelings towards it. I saw it.
Mhm.
And it was like, oh, that looked fake to me.
Mhm.
That did not look genuine.
Mhm.
And it could be just. I mean, that's just me. That's just my opinion, and I'm not trying to project it on anybody.
Mhm.
We're doing stock up, stock down. Shout out Kyle Madsen. My stock is very down on Vivek Ranadive. I'm just not a fan right now of the way he's conducting business with this organization, and that includes whatever that was last night. You mentioned something about after the game.
Well, yeah, I mean,
you were there in the building.
I was.
There
I
was
was
a lot
in
of
the
interesting
building.
faces in the building last night.
Well,
No.
you gotta text me. You gotta text me.
I'll send you. I'll do you one better. I'll send you a picture.
Oh, that's even better.
I think you know, but I'll send you the picture. I gotta imagine you know. You always got your eyes open.
I don't know. Outside
Okay.
of the beginning of the game, I wasn't really. Yeah, I wasn't around like that yesterday.
Okay.
But it just from my vantage point from where I was sitting, I was trying to see what was going to happen after the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I had the camera out because I wanted to see it. Maybe
There you go.
post a little something or something.
Where
like that.
where was the where was the view of this moment?
It
that
was
you were
just kind of
looking for?
higher up. That's all.
It's not what I heard.
What?
I mean, you got a nickname. That's all I'm saying.
I was not. It was not where I was at.
Just saying.
I was higher up,
Mm-hmm.
and I was trying to get everybody saying what's up, and like, oh, Mike Brown, is he saying what's up to anybody? Before I could even get the phone out and everything, couldn't find him. Couldn't find him. The guy got out of there.
Mm-hmm. Guy meaning
Mike Brown
mm-hmm.
got out of there. There was no well wishes happening after the game. Now, one thing I think about is his team just got beat up against a team that he feels like he should have beat. So I could, if everything was all good or something like that, I could, man, I'm hot right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hot. I'm not really talking to anybody. That could have been the case too. Or there could have just not been anybody that he felt like speaking to.
Mm-hmm.
Might have been a combination of both. But it did stand out to me. I don't even know if they did him and Doug did the hand thing.
Yeah. There's, for those that aren't up on this, there's rumblings that maybe Doug and Mike weren't big fans of each other. So what, you can kind of form your own opinion based on that information.
Yeah. And that's okay. They both got their reasons for feeling that way. I'm not, they got the reasons that I'm not aware of, or I can understand.
Maybe that we are.
Yeah, I can understand both sides.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. It's that first one.
I like both of those guys, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like Mike. I don't have a relationship with him. I have had a stronger relationship with Doug. Admittedly, I try not to. I don't talk to him as much as I used to. But Doug is my guy, and I'll continue to support him. It's been a rough season for him. It's been a weird season for him, and I'm glad this Mike Brown return to the Golden One Center is behind him. That's good for him. That's good for everybody else. Just kind of put it behind you. But yeah, it was noticeable. It was noticeable because you normally see it when time expires. It's either a dap up and a hug, or it's the wave.
Especially when you would think when you have a relationship, like they work closely together for a couple of years, and he's on the staff.
Doesn't mean they work closely together.
No,
I mean Doug worked with Jay Triano too. You think they worked closely together, or what's the other dude?
Luke Louds,
Fox's boy. Yeah.
I mean, I would say, well, actually working close together is a whole nother thing.
Or working in close proximity to each other.
Right. Actually working together on some stuff that may not have happened, but I mean, when it was all good, Beam team year, like
Mhm.
they were all together.
Mhm.
I would just think like something like that. That hey, good job, man. Good luck this year or something like that.
Mhm.
But look, we don't have to beat around the bush. They're not cool. Like
It
it's clear as day.
does
They're
not appear
not
they
cool,
are. Yeah.
and they've got their reasonings for not being cool. So, like I said, I hate to see it because I like both of those guys.
I know if I'm
professionals.
Doug, I probably feel the way. Hey, all your boys quit on me last year.
Mm-hmm.
But as we often do on this show, that could be a chicken or the egg thing.
Mm.
Why did they all quit?
Right.
How did we get there?
Right.
How were they not invested in your success, at least for the rest of the season? How were they not invested more in the team's success, at least for the rest of the season?
Yeah.
But shout out to Mike. He came through. I saw a video. I actually think it was a Knicks media member that posted it. He went and, shook hands, dapped up, J.A. and Sean and, all of the Kings media that are there pretty regularly and who spent time with Mike. And, he shouted out Dive Bar and the kitchen and Ella and all of those different spots. So, he showed Sacramento a little bit of love during his microphone time yesterday.
And he always has. He always has when he was here, when he left. He's always shown Sacramento love, man. So shout out to Mike Brown. I, like you, I'm kind of glad that this is
Over.
done. Like we ain't got to worry about this no more. And both franchises, both entities can go on to trying to be better than what they were when they separated. Or let me ask you a question about Doug Christie.
Mm-hmm.
And we talk about the Kings not being a playoff team and changing the way they play, not being something that changes the standings or their record or anything else like that. But if they play similar to this, say so far this year they've played 70% of the time like this, for the next 41 games, if they play the way they play, not necessarily winning every game or the majority of them, but competing and approaching every game a certain way, say at a 85-90% clip for the second half of the season, do you think that can change the perception of Doug Christie potentially with the front office?
It should. I mean, what else are you looking for? You can't realistically look at it and be like, I mean, from my point of view, you can't look at it and be like, yeah, Doug should have been a playoff team, blah, blah, blah. Like, if this team's forming an identity in year one after we hear the 2027 stuff, yeah, I feel like that's a plus for Doug Christie.
I'm with Jesse. The answer, I think, I'll go further. Like, the answer should absolutely be yes. That's one of the things I've struggled with the most is what all of this means for Doug Christie. Because I know, as we've spent a few moments today kind of breaking, this season down into segments, as we're at the official halfway marker of it, I felt a certain type of way after that 13-day stretch where it was really, really bad. It was like they're firing Doug. They might even be setting Doug up to fail. Like this is going poorly. But to Jesse's point right there, like, what did you expect to happen? And if they're able to find like a different level that they can compete at, if they're able to find that consistent level that they can compete at, again, it's not talking about we're not having a conversation about them going 30-11 over the next 41. We're talking about them putting together a more consistent rate where they're not losing by 40 and 30 on a very regular basis. Here's the one thing about Doug Christie's future that really sticks with me. 3-point shot or not, and I know people try to pass it off as it's not really a big deal. It is so hard in this league to lose by 30 to 40 points. 30 plus, 40 plus, that is so difficult to do. And it has happened on a far too regular basis for this basketball team. Now, is that Doug's fault? Man, I do not know. I don't know what is switched, what is clicked. I don't know what is working. I don't know why they look like a competent defensive team yesterday. I don't know. I don't know any of this. So I don't know how I can put it on Doug. Like, because if I say, no, this is all Doug Christie's fault, I'm absolving everything else. I could say Doug Christie is at fault along with other people. I didn't do that. But, like, if you make a list of, why did this season go the way that it did, is the first thing you mention Doug Christie. And I don't know that it is. It's not for me. I don't think it is for you. I don't know who it is for. So, the answer to your question is it should be emphatically yes. But I don't know where they're at today. I don't know where they're at right now. I don't know where they were at 3 games ago, I should say.
Right.
They might not have faulted Doug for any of this.
Right.
But we read Slater's remarks the same way. Doug Christie was not going to be fired during the season. He was never going to be fired during the season. That's what Doug's job is safe means. It does not mean he's going to be the coach of the Sacramento Kings next year.
Yeah. I think, to answer my own question, I think it should. I think there's still a lot to gain for Doug Christie as a head coach with how the season finishes up, with how these guys play to close out these seasons, regardless of who's here and who's not here. If you have some trades coming and you lose some veterans, but you get some second or third year guys in return, some young guys in return, or a Kyle Kuzma in return, but they're coming in here and they're playing a certain way. I think that all should be a benefit towards the argument to let Doug continue to see this rebuild or this build of a franchise through. And that's an aspect that I hadn't even thought about until they won yesterday. Like, that's 3 in a row. And then, man, Doug Christie, they talk about they've got him playing better basketball, and everybody, talking on and off the record about how, we're starting to commit and there's a different vibe. And that's a credit to Doug Christie.
Yeah.
That's a credit to the environment that he's fostering right now. So, and there's still a lot for him to accomplish and build on as the season goes along.
We all think it should, but what scares me off is it's like, all right, so we're like talking about the front office. We're all bought in on Doug Christie now, ready to give him more than a 2-year deal that we gave him already because he formed an identity with this team. Like, it's the 2-year deal that just scares me, I guess.
Oh, no, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like,
the details, like all those, that was like okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's like, all right, you gave him a 2-year deal. I don't know why you gave him a 2-year deal or whatever, but it's like, all right, so since Doug Christie's formed an identity, now you're bought in.
Yeah, I'd ask the question, like a lot like with, a Max or a Neek or a Dylan Cardwell or any rookie in the league. Are you willing to give them an opportunity to find their way? I understand Doug coached 50-ish games last year. It is very different. It is very different when you're the head coach versus the interim head coach. Yeah. You're working with an entirely different level of energy. You're working with an entirely different set of circumstances. So there's a part of Doug that does have to kind of find his way as a head coach, and no different than any rookie, be it a number 1 overall pick or a number 15 or number 20 or number 60 overall pick. You've got to find your way a little bit in the league. And maybe Doug is doing that. Maybe the first 41 games is Doug trying to find his way. Maybe the next 41 games look different. Maybe they look exactly the same. Maybe they look worse. I don't know. But Doug is a first-year full-time head coach, and he deserves an opportunity to kind of learn some things along the way.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I hope he's getting that opportunity. I hope he's given that opportunity by Scott Perry, by Vivek, because there's been some times that I just couldn't see the vision of what they're trying to do, or like how James says, what's their offense? What's their philosophy? All that. Like, I get that, but I still believe in Doug Christie's approach to the game of basketball. You know what I mean? Like the philosophies, his own pillars of how you should play basketball, how you should approach the game. And because I believe in that, I want to see him get an opportunity to work through, like you said, those first year ups and downs, so he can establish himself, know how he wants to get his points across, understand how he wants to get his philosophies across, and have people grow with that type of mindset. I want to see him get that opportunity. And if that means he's got to win more games than the tank crowd and wants him to get that opportunity, I'm for that. Like I'm all for
All right,
that.
man. Sean Cunningham of KCRA is with us. Always a pleasure when Sean can join us. We were talking music during the commercial break, and I do feel like I have to ask this question because it is very important to Sean Cunningham. Do you have your tickets for Bottle Rock?
Yeah, not only do I have first of all, it's been a minute. It's always good to join you guys. I feel special today. And yeah, Bottle Rock's my favorite time of year. It coincides with like the start of summer, Napa being beautiful. Weather's not too hot, not too cold. And it comes at pretty much the end of the NBA season, so it's really well needed. So I can just act a total goon out there in wine country. And yeah, the lineup came out. I got my tickets. I always get my tickets before the line comes out. My buddy Jose, who I go with every year, and we get a bunch of people that kind of show up around the way along that weekend. But like to go this past year, they actually offered a discount if you purchased your tickets literally the night the concert or the festival ended. So he jumped on that. I didn't, but I did get. I'm always early bird because I'm a returner, and yeah, I buy early before the lineup comes out because I'm going to go anyway. So buckle up.
I got great news for you. Your season's going to be long over by the time Bottle Rock gets here. The busy portion of your NBA season is going to be well over by the time Bottle Rock gets here.
That's for sure.
You're not lying, and it's crazy too, because typically when the Kings season ends, we jump on the Warriors, and yeah, I don't think they're going to be playing around Memorial Day. So yeah, I should be available.
No, don't worry about that. You're good. You're good. Are you going to see Bruno?
Probably not. I've seen him several times, and unless I end up with some free tickets somehow, those tickets are on demand as they should. But I saw him at Bottle Rock, loved it. Saw him in Vegas with Silk Sonic as him and obviously Anderson .Paak for Silk Sonic. So I mean, I would encourage anyone who hasn't seen him to go, but I'm probably going to try to spend my money a little elsewhere. But that's a great show, man.
Poor Weezy was trying to get tickets. He said them Santa Clara show sold out.
Dog, he doubled up on almost
stop. Everywhere. Yep,
that's crazy.
Yep, almost everywhere.
Man,
Sean did not join
as
us.
He should. I actually saw a video that.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was going to go musical, but I didn't mean to cut you off. I was going to say I saw a video that made its way. So last night, for example, like Ed Sheeran and John Mayer and Dave Grohl performed Ed Sheeran's song "Drive" from F1 on Kimmel's show, and you've got all these like superpower groups getting together. I saw this video recently where it was like, I think it happened like a couple years ago, to be honest, but it was like Bruno Mars, dude from Metallica, Chad Smith from the Chili Peppers on drums. Just this, and it was like Wet Rats or something is their name, something crazy. And yeah, so if you get all these like super bands together, that would be totally.
Sean Cunningham joining us from the KCR studios. I don't even know where the KCR studios are now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
KCRA studios. Yeah, they're down. It's on 3 television circles, so it's basically like C Street. So it's downtown. It's right by where the rail yards are and where the new soccer stadium would be. I mean, that's like you see all that development basically if you get up on the roof and look over the trees.
Okay,
I learned something new today.
Yeah, I don't think I was just dawned on me as I was saying that. I have no clue where that is. Are you making the trip to Seattle on Saturday?
Early tomorrow morning, almost way too early, unnecessarily so. But yeah, we'll be up there. Kind of think going the rest of the way with these Niners and these gritty performances that they've turned in. So yeah, in Philly last weekend, Seattle bound this weekend. I think I'll be at Sunday and back in time for that. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
What are you thinking about their chances to go into Seattle with all the injuries that's going on without Fred Warner? I know there's been a lot of speculation about that. Kyle
confirmed he will not play.
Yeah. What do you think about the chances of pulling another upset this time in Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super intrigued. I'll say that. Like, I didn't pick the 49ers to beat the Eagles. I wouldn't have done that myself. even knowing what that environment had meant to them, considering they dropped the NFC Championship game there. Brock Purdy's back there. He got hurt in that game. Both quarterbacks got hurt. So to go into Seattle, where they've actually played really, really well. I think they've won the last 5 meetings in Seattle, I think it is. To get a team a third time, I mean, that certainly bodes well, I think, for both teams, but I think especially the 49ers, who are coming off a game where they couldn't do diddly squat against that crazy defense that they have. A team like Seattle, who hasn't given up 100 yards in like 25 straight games or 26 straight games, something crazy like that. And to know how run dependent the 49ers would like to be in that atmosphere. I mean, I still feel good if I'm the home team. If you're the Seahawks, I think you got to feel good. But Darnold being banged up, that kind of gives me a glimmer of hope. But I mean, the 49ers, they're gritty. I just don't know how they can continue to endure these injuries. Like, if they can get D Winners to come back, it's questionable. To me, it's all about what they do defensively. As long as Trent Williams is there offensively, I feel good. Defensively is where it concerns me with the 49ers. And with respect to Grant Wallow and Eric Kendricks to do what they did in Philadelphia and really over these past couple weeks, like it's noble, it's fantastic for them, but I don't know that they can keep sustaining it. So I just think they need help in the way. And that defense is just crazy. I'd still pick Seattle, but I love their chances to be a team going in there, even though they're banged up, to get them for a third time and have a division rival.
See, Sean thinks like me. You give me Trent Williams, I feel confident. I feel good. I feel good about the football team. And it's to me, Sean, they have gotten to this point just because they're a fantastically coached football team on both sides of the ball, both everything Kyle Shanahan does and what almost certainly future head coach Robert Saleh does. Like, that's how they got here. And that's how I think they could beat Seattle, is they are just coached really, really well.
Yeah, hell of a point. I mean, Saleh really doesn't have his full when you think about it, like if he was able to be there 3 years from now and cultivate the defense that he truly would want, like he had several years ago, he's doing this with just like scotch tape and duct tape and glue and I mean popsicle sticks. I mean, with respect to those players, I mean, if you had told me that Kendricks and Wallow were going to be leading this team into the playoffs defensively and leading in tackles and being that Dre Greenlaw presence or that Eric Armstead presence that you've kind of grown accustomed to, I'd call you a liar if you're telling me they're having success in the playoffs. And with respect, I get it. You have a great record going into the playoffs. You win the wild card on the road in Philly. I love what Kyle Juszczyk said to me in the locker room after the Seahawks loss. It's like, of course it's going to be the hard way for us. That's how it always is. So if I'm a Niners fan, that fires me up because it's what brings the best out of this team is when their backs are against the wall. And to your point, Damian, I think this is like Kyle Shanahan's finest hour. So why not?
Sure. Yeah.
Couple of things that I just kind of thinking about. Week 18 for the 49ers, which was not a good performance at all.
Mm-hmm.
No Trent Williams.
Yep.
No Ricky Pearsall. No
used to that.
D Winners for most of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Bethune goes out early. Marquise Siegel was not there. He's playing and probably going to play in place of Jair Brown in this game. There's a lot that's going to be different personnel-wise
mm-hmm.
with this 49ers team when they take on the Seahawks on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I think they got better at the linebacker position with just Winners potentially being there all game and Eric Kendricks. Eric Kendricks, not saying he's all pro, but what they had when Winners and Bethune went out, I think they got better having potentially Winners, Kendricks, and Wallow there on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking, just observing.
Yeah, I like it. You're showing different personnel, and that's something that you can't really prepare for. I haven't seen a team for a third time. So, and it's interesting too because like you say, oh yeah, you just saw each other a couple weeks ago. You bookend your season with this team, and if you go back even to that very first game, I mean, you lose. I mean, Kittle wasn't in that game. You know, like Jake Tonjes was a huge factor. Has a game-winning touchdown. I mean, it's backs are against the wall right out of the gate for this team. No Brandon Ayuk, so it's like it's just something that brings the best out out of these Niners, and even though I do feel like Seattle's going to handle business, depending, no matter if they have Darnold or not, I just think that defense is so good. But I do feel good if I'm a Niners fan looking at this game from their perspective.
Sean, how and for some, why have the Sacramento Kings won 3 straight games? After 38 games go by, they're able to win 8 of them. All of a sudden, they beat playoff team Houston, playoff team Los Angeles Lakers, playoff team coached by Mike Brown, New York Knicks, and all of a sudden, they look like a competent, functioning basketball team. What's happened over the course of the last few games?
Well, I put myself in Doug Christie's shoes, and like after the game against the Knicks, yeah, you feel good about the win, and I'd come into practice today, and in front of I'd probably curse everybody out to their face for about 10 minutes each to basically say, look what you're capable of. Look at what you guys are capable of. You're still down several starters and, a couple starters and just personnel in general. And you're able to go out there and share the basketball and all of a sudden hit some threes and play to the standard that Doug Christ, I'd say for the most part, maybe a 7 out of 10 in terms of 10 being 100% of the standard that they're setting forth for this team to compete at. I'd say they're about a 6.5 to a 7, even in this win streak. Let's face it, guys. I mean, the Knicks were just dreadful, and then they lose Brunson. I mean, that was just bad. And they haven't been playing great. I know they're 2 in the East, but putting that aside, like they're showing that they're capable of playing good basketball at times, and for the most part, it comes against upper echelon opponents. And oh, by the way, here you come with the Washington Wizards coming to town, the lowly Wizards. Watch them if they go out there and have that letdown type of game that we've seen against lower tiered opposition. It's like it's almost the theme of how this team has played in these circumstances, and they shouldn't be looking over any opponent. But the way they've played is like, maybe the schedule balances out a little bit. Maybe they're getting a little bit more used to playing with each other. Maybe there's just no more pressure anymore. I don't know what it is, but there's things I like, there's things I don't like, and they haven't had a lot of continuity this season. So, you know, seeing guys just maybe just let loose a little bit more and not have the pressures of man, we're a team that really sucks. Well, we already know that this team really sucks. So now just go out there and play free and maybe some good things can happen. I thought it might have been an overreaction when I'm asking guys like, "Hey, I know you haven't won 3 straight games this season, but does this feel like the best stretch of basketball that you've shown this year?" And I'm like, "Is that just an overreaction?" And he's like, everyone looked at me, hell no. Like, no, they absolutely feel they're playing their best basketball and getting some pieces back here and there. Maybe you get a look at before the trade deadline this team with its full complement of players, and that's I know a lot of fans want to see some changes, but that's still something this team hasn't seen yet.
What does this say to you? What does all this say to you? The way that they've been playing the past week, does it speak to potential? Does it speak to Doug Christie maybe starting to connect with some of these guys and get his message across in a way that has them playing a different way? Or is it just, hey, this is what happens in the season? Sometimes you win 3 in a row. You're still a really bad team. Does it say anything to you, what you've seen from this Kings team in the last week?
Yeah, they're still a really bad team, but I think what's happening is yeah, let's make no mistake. Like this is a bad team. But I think what's happening is the pressure is off a little bit, and I think what's fun is to see these young guys coming out and playing meaningful minutes. They're showing a give a damn. And to be honest, I think it kind of rubs off on some of the veteran players a little bit. Now, look, we're still seeing, you look at last night, fellas. These guys, Russell Westbrook, DeMar DeRozan, they're playing 40 minutes a game. Zach's up there. I think it's incumbent upon Doug to try to figure out how to bring those minutes down for some of those vets, because I'll say the same thing. They could be we're sitting here right now, they're 11-30. They could be 30-11, and I'd say the same thing. Like, I don't think you can sustain success playing those guys, running those guys into the ground like that. That being said, I think just the exuberance that these young guys show, hearing vets talk about what Dylan Cardwell brings and his joy for the game and seeing it pay off and watching him celebrate. every little facet of the game, any modicum of success that he has, he's riling up the crowd. I mean, it's fun, it's contagious. Like Debo was talking about today, DeRozan's like, I want to stay locked in the moment, but I can't help but just, you know, find amusement out of the joy that he has and some of the things he does. So I think some of that is rubbing off on the vets in a good way. And you know, it's just kind of fun right now. Like there's a joy around the team, even though they're not very good. So I think apathy had set in at one point during the season with this team, and maybe now that you know there's a little bit of uncertainty. Well, I would say a whole lot of uncertainty in terms of what lies ahead with the trade deadline approaching, but there's just a little bit of a pressure relief that's come that knows that hey, you're not very good. Go out there and you know maybe teams aren't taking you as serious as they once did at the start of the season, and maybe you use that to your advantage.
You're one of the most, maybe the most level-headed Kings media member. You're never high, you're never low. You just talk about what you see. And the trade deadline is like 3 weeks from tomorrow, and there are people who have very grand thoughts about what the next 3 weeks should look like. What do you think the next 3 weeks look like for the Sacramento Kings?
Oh, I think you're going to see a lot of reports that are going to attach Sacramento to a lot of different things.
Did you know Jonathan Kuminga was available today? I don't know if you heard. I just wanted to make sure you did.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing too, I think that's hilarious, and I also think another way to like anybody. I think what Jonathan Kuminga and his people did today was something that they planned on doing, really 6 months ago, knowing that they were probably going to have a contract with Golden State if a trade couldn't be made, and depending upon what that contract and what how things played out, like I think you knew once you became eligible to trade after signing your extension, you were going to demand a trade because it's just not in his best interest to remain with a basketball team that's going to see the end of see this thing through with Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler and these veterans, Draymond Green. So there's no opportunity for him to really truly flourish. And I think along the way, his character and I think some of the things that surround him are getting tarnished. That being said, I think he's doing what's in the best interest of his career. I don't blame him for doing it. And I would have bet my house, my car, and probably the houses and family members of everyone in my family, like that he would have demanded this trade today when he became eligible to be traded.
I want to go back to the Kings for a second, and the Kings young guys to be specific. Maxime Reynaud and Dylan Cardwell. Neat Clifford, he's trying to find his way, but those two big guys specifically, have you seen enough to make you think, hey, these guys are NBA players. They're going to be here for the long haul between what they bring to the table?
That's an interesting question, man. Like there's certainly talent there for both of them. I think for someone like Dylan, it was like that classic summer league guy that has to work a lot on his offensive game to become an NBA player. I think for what he does, he's got a few things defensively and just hustle and effort that are at an elite level. And you've seen plenty of guys make careers out of just doing that. And if you can just do anything offensively, like that is going to be what makes you relevant in the league. I would say he's definitely a product of his environment. Like you go elsewhere, it might be a numbers game for him where he's just not seeing the floor. So I like that he has opportunity ahead of him and he's making the most of it. Same thing with same thing with Max. Like what he's doing offensively, you see he's got talent. Defensively, you see progress. You see him understanding, where he needs to be on the floor, how he can move off teammates. It's trial by fire for him. It might be a little bit too much, right away for him. But I think he's handled it with grace. I think he's shown so much improvement and a temperament that he's able to accept the moment, not let too many of the things that might discourage other players get him down. And certainly I see that there's progress. Am I ready to say that they're NBA players? No, but there's a tremendous amount of upside in looking at both these guys already and saying, I think Sacramento might have something here.
That's good stuff right there. Sean, we appreciate you as always. One like, did you pick up? All right. Was there any iciness in the Golden One Center yesterday as it pertained to the two head coaches?
100%. These two gentlemen do not like each other. It's as simple as that. So when you're being asked a question about dude, no matter if you're Mike Brown or Doug Christie, and you keep pivoting the way that you do, politically, I thought they handled it like, I'll be honest, I think Doug was a little bit more nervous being up there in the pregame. Certainly the way he ended his postgame press conference was was certainly funny, but yeah, there's definitely awkwardness there. And yeah, those are not two people who are genuinely fond of each other due to circumstances. That being said, I think I'm not convinced that other coaches wouldn't have done the same in terms of how things ended up playing out between the two of them. But yeah, it's no bueno. But is what it is, man. Doug Christie has his opportunity. He's gonna try to make the most of it, and it worked out for Mike Brown. So really, Mike Brown should go shake his hand for that because. I'm just be honest, he ended up in a better situation by far. So
more pressure though. More pressure. Sean, we appreciate you as always, my friend. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to get to talk to you. I say it all the time and you laugh. Legend. This is the legend, Sean Cunningham.
Come on, man.
Yep.
Come on now.
Yep.
He's a pillar.
That's not.
He is a pillar. Oh, Jesus Christ. We love pillars here. You are definitely that. Sean, we appreciate you, my friend.
You're far too kind, guys. Anytime, you know that.
49ers. I was talking about as you were getting situated here. Ricky Pearsall. Obviously, we talked about Fred Warner's not being available this weekend, and how Kyle Short made it sound like he's absolutely playing in the NFC Championship. Should the San Francisco 49ers play in the NFC Championship? But it kind of flew under my radar yesterday that all signs are pointing to Ricky Pearsall taking the field on tomorrow night.
That's good to see. I'm not expecting him to be like prime Ricky Pearsall because of the knee and everything. I think I read something where he said it's something that's just going to have to take time. I don't think it's surgical from what he said, but he's like, I need some time off when this is all done to let that heal.
Yeah.
So I don't expect that to change necessarily in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or however long he's been out. But it's good to have him out there. I think he's another option. I think he's a guy that can stretch the field just a little bit, and maybe just that little bit is what gets the Niners some more looks on the offensive end. This game, it's not apples to apples exactly, because there's some elements that aren't there. But this game reminds me a little bit of 2013. This was the last good Harbaugh year. And in the middle of the season sometime, the Carolina Panthers went to Candlestick Park and they beat the Niners 10-9. And they bullied them, physically bullied that team, the Jim Harbaugh team. And Vernon Davis didn't play. And they went through the rest of the season. I think Panthers won the South or whatever, and the Niners won in Green Bay in the wild card round and went to Carolina. And I remember I was listening to the Streets of Charlotte, and I was listening to ESPN and all these people, and it was just like, no, these two teams, they played before this year, and the Panthers bodied them. The Panthers just physically bodied them. And people were drawn back to that 10-9 game. Like, I don't know what they're going to be able to do. 10-9, the defense, and they had I forgot the running back's name. I think it was Tolbert. Big, heavy set running back. Oh, he just ran all over that defense. And, well, what's going to be different this time? And I kept telling people, I said, that at that time, the Niners with Vernon Davis and without Vernon Davis were two different teams. And I said, you handle business, but this ain't the same 49er team you're playing. This is not the same 40. Like, you can draw back to that if you want to. I even called into Charlotte radio. I was just a regular civilian at the time. I said, all respect, because I like you guys, But you keep talking about that week 11 game or whatever. What I'm telling you, this is not. It's not the same team. And the reason why it's not apple to apples is I don't think the 49ers defense is as good as that 2013 team with Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. George Kittle, obviously not being there, that's a big factor. You know, you're going to miss him. But number one, I think the defense is going to be better this time around for the 49ers. And that didn't really manifest itself on the scoreboard, so to speak, because you only gave up 13 points. But it did with the yardage and in between the 20s and all this other stuff. They averaged 5-6 yards a rush, the Seahawks did. They got whatever they wanted on third down. No D Winters, no Bethune. D Winters might come back, but even more importantly, you got a guy like Eric Kendricks, who's seen it all, done it all in this league, played really, really well against Philadelphia. He'll be there as opposed to Gifford. I think Wallow even played in that game in week 18, but he was thrown into the fire in that situation. Now you got a game plan set for Kendricks, Wallow, Winters. They're going to be there from the start. Also, you got Marquise Siegel, who's going to be there, the rookie, who started the season at safety. Jair Brown came back. Mustafa came back. They worked those guys. Those guys had a rough night in week 18. Mustafa will still be there, but Marquise Siegel is a better cover guy than Jair Brown is. He should be there. And if the last but not least, once again, not exactly apples to apples, but in 2013, for me personally, Vernon Davis was the security blanket, and it was a completely different team when he was there. Mentality-wise, schematically, it was just different when he was there. You've said this for 3 years. Who's your security blanket on the 49ers?
Trent Williams.
Who's going to be there? Who wasn't there in week 18?
Trent Williams.
It's going to be a different ball game. That doesn't mean the Niners can't win or the Seahawks. None of that. I think they're going to win, but it's not. It's sealed and delivered. They're going to win. I'm not saying that, but it's different when Trent is there. It is different when Trent is there. So I was thinking about this a little bit yesterday. Just kind of reminds me of 2013 Niners Panthers and the second time they played each other. And it was some of the same dialogue that was going on, like, oh, they got manhandled the first time. Like, the Panthers are going to do it again. And that was in Candlestick. Now they're coming to Carolina. What you think they're going to do? Steve Smith and all them boys going to be ready. Same dialogue going on this week. We just saw I'm almost certain the Niners ain't going to get manhandled on Saturday. That's not going to happen. They might lose, but the time. Oh, go ahead.
Did you think they got manhandled in week 18?
I thought they got beat. They got beat soundly.
Right.
They got beat soundly.
Okay.
And the Seahawks.
They did like they did. The story for that game to me was, man, they're getting their ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Down by 7.
They are. There was 2 missed field goals.
It was just like, they could still do this.
There was 2 missed field goals, so I show respect to the Seahawks, because if I'm a Seahawks fan, I can say, hey, it should have been a 3-score game, like at the very least 19-3 or something like that. But they got handled. And here's another thing about that. These guys in that 49ers locker room have heard all week how they've gotten handled. They will not get handled again.
Yeah,
I can promise you that. Will they win? I don't know. I'm predicting them to once again. They will not get handled again. Trent Williams didn't heard all this stuff all week about, oh, yeah, you know, how you going to stop the run, or how you going to, the defense just, man, no, that ain't happening. Niners winning on Saturday.
Back here, final hour of the week. We will be here on Monday. We knew with the 49ers game coming up this weekend, the divisional round jumping off, we wanted to make sure you had the proper sports content for you. Even though we'll be celebrating Dr. Martin Luther King.
And I'm just letting it be known to the public. I don't know if I'm going to be here. It depends on what happens tomorrow.
Real talk.
Niners lose, I'll see y'all on Tuesday. Niners win, I'll be here on Monday. If they win, I'll be here on Monday. They lose, man, I gotta go. I can't do it.
Here's the unfortunate news, I guess, just for you, because I'll handle everything on Monday. They will all be here waiting for you on Tuesday. If you took a month off, they would just, when's Kenny coming back? I'll be here that day. I'm going to set the alarm.
Well, I'm going to tell you like this. They better be here on Monday. They better be here on Monday because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen on Saturday. Niners going into Seattle. They smacking them boys up. I'm telling you that right now. Don't you agree, Jesse?
Well, settled it. Don't do that. That's leading the witness. Stop it. First
Maybe
of all,
Kenny, KC. Yeah, go ahead. Introduce.
Let's welcome
Go
Devin
ahead.
Henderson to the Athletic. Our man Devin's with us. We told you he's going to be spending some time with us here in 2026. However, we got a little thrown because Eddie was at the vet and he spent a little extra time with us there to talk basketball, do all of that different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse said he's got a whiteboard-worthy take.
Just a little something.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Yeah, the Niners are losing by 2 scores on
What
Saturday.
the hell is wrong
2
with
scores,
you?
losing by 2 scores.
What the hell is wrong with you?
No, it's the run's coming to an end. All the stuff that the Eagles couldn't take advantage of, the linebackers, the injuries, all that stuff.
So
Seattle's
2
gonna take
scores
advantage.
like
10, at least 10.
So the take is 49ers are losing by at least 10.
Yeah.
So
I
let
don't
me ask you
agree.
this, Jesse. Let me ask you this. JSN has a good game. JSN, not crazy, but JSN has a good game. Who else has a good game?
Kenneth Walker, Zach
who else-
Charbonnet, Sam Darnold play all right. The defense, I'm thinking, is
When-
going to play fine.
When you ever
Played
seen
great.
Sam
Defense
Darnold
play
play
great.
all right in a big game?
He didn't really play great week 18, and if they cleaned some things up, like they would have been fine.
Well, I just asked you.
Like
When
I said, I
when
think they're going to win off the running backs, and JSN will do his thing. I think
When-
the running backs are going to run on that defense. Okay, I think JSN will, like I said, he'll do his thing as well. Sam Darnold will be fine. I think the defense. Brock Purdy threw 2 interceptions last week. All right, I called that win or whatever.
Mhm.
Brock Purdy threw 2. He almost lost him that game, if not for Juwan Jennings throwing a touchdown to Christian McCaffrey and changing that momentum.
Don't do that. Who had the game-winning touchdown?
He
pass?
did, but like I said, we can all call it like it is too. He almost lost on that game throwing that interception to Quinyon Mitchell when he tried to hit Tonjes, and that when Philly came back. Like they were able to handle business, but he didn't play great in that one. If he has that same game against Seattle, they're gonna lose. I think they're losing by 2 scores here.
One of your points was Sam Darnold will play fine. I asked the question again.
He doesn't need 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
That's not
even fine.
That's not fine to me. That's not fine. That's exceptional. Fine is no picks,
200 yards, 2 TDs. I can
250.
see.
When have you ever seen that from him in a big game?
I don't need to. I'm saying he's gonna do it this weekend.
Why would you think he'd do it out of nowhere?
He does.
We ain't never seen him do that. Why would you think that?
I've seen Sam Darnold throw for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's not playing.
Against
He's not
the
playing. He's
Falcons?
not playing Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. He's playing Gallows or Willows and the Wallows and all those guys.
The
Like,
Lions.
it's fine.
What do we say? What do we say about the Lions last year when they got into the playoffs and as the season went along? What do we say about them with that defense?
It's too worn down.
It was awful. When did Sam Darnold play that defense? Week 18, did nothing.
I told you I'm leaning on the running backs running here and stuff like that. Like I think the running backs are gonna do well for Seattle. Like I said, Sam Darnold can do 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. I don't think he's gonna. If he turns the ball over, that's fine once or whatever. But I think Seattle is winning by 10 plus.
They stacking the box.
With who though? Who's stacking the box? With who?
They stacking the box with Kendricks, with
Come
with
on.
all those guys on the line.
Yes, and that's what I'm
Are they
saying.
stacking the
Philly
box?
could not take advantage of that, but Seattle is the team that will.
That's a middle of the pack run defense. That's not an awful run defense. We talked about it before. People act
49ers.
like people act like
not
it's
at all.
a number 31 in the league. It's like 15 or 16. It's a middle of the pack run defense. They're gonna stack the box, and if Sam Darnold and JSN go crazy, I'm gonna tip my hat and I'm gonna say.
It's also the Seattle's
congratulations.
defense though too. Like it's not
All
like
that
George
shit,
Kittle is
yeah.
not playing, and Juwan Jennings is fine. He's a fine receiver. Ricky Pearsall happens to be healthy enough for this game. Niners haven't really ran the ball great all season. I think the defense is going to step up too. It's an all around better team from Seattle. I think just the Niners just running into a team that's just better than them.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't have any problem with anybody saying the Seahawks are gonna win. I'm just giving rebuttals. That's all.
I'm giving answers.
Jesse's wrong.
Now, I'm gonna go through. I'm 3 for 3 on the board. All right, I got 1 for 1 right now. Philly's gonna get me right on that Chicago one, and then I'm gonna be right on Monday.
It's a battle of the whiteboards. my prediction is the Seattle will not win a
Mhm.
playoff game, Jesse.
Mhm.
Well, not exactly.
Someone's it's got to go.
Not exactly, because Seahawks can win by 3 and Jesse would be wrong.
Yeah, I guess I'd be wrong that way.
But it's close.
If I get 9, though, I want that. Like, I want like a plus or minus here.
What if you get?
You get.
No,
It
what
says
if-
at least 10.
Well,
It
he
says it-
said 2 scores at first.
Yeah, it's fine. 2 scores, at least 10. That's the same thing.
Well, what would
9
with
is 2
6?
scores.
Oh, 9 is
Oh,
2 scores.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
What if it's 8?
So you want to do 2 scores?
Nah, 8 is still 1 score. Yeah,
No,
2
what-
scores. 2 scores sounds cooler.
So
Because
you
if they
want-
win by like 15, it's like, damn, Jesse was right. They won by 2 scores. Yeah, you're trying to change it to 10.
I didn't change. I
No,
said
that
they
you, Damian was.
Oh yeah, but they gonna lose regardless. You're gonna lose it regardless. It's just it's gonna be a different game. It's gonna be a different game on Saturday. I'm telling you, it's gonna be.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
what we saw in week 18, I do not believe we're gonna see that on Saturday night. That's all.
I think it's going to be worse.
I don't think they're capable of worse. Isn't that what? Not with Sam Darnold. Not with Sam Darnold. No. And then not against Robert Saleh and Kyle Shanahan. I think they'll keep the game from getting out of hand. They'll make sure it don't get there.
I think you can only do so much. But I was telling Kyle earlier, like, running with your 5th, 6th linebackers and all those things, and just the guys that they have, backups, given the injuries and all that, like, that's going to come back to bite you at one point. And I think Seattle's been probably the best team in the league, minus that 4 interception game against the Rams. And I think this is probably the one where, they're going to get them tomorrow.
Okay.
Devin, you're just eye candy, bro.
What's good?
What do you
man?
think about
what you
tomorrow?
thinking?
I have one question for Jesse. How many touchdowns do you think Sam Darnold has thrown against the 49ers this year, off the top of your head? If you just had to guess, 2 games.
I think 0 or 1.
0. He has yet to throw a touchdown pass against the San Francisco 49ers. And
That's a bar.
And the secondary isn't great for the Niners, and yet they figured it out. Jason been there both times. Jason hooped both times. He ain't throwing the ball into the end zone.
I know, but we left that game, week 18, talking about how, Seattle was dominant. If they cleaned up their mistakes here, it wouldn't have been even close. Like, that's kind of what I'm counting on here.
So what if the Niners clean up their mistakes? They didn't tackle.
It's not about the Niners. The Niners have played fine. They don't have the guys. They don't have the guys.
3rd and 19.
That's fine.
That's a
Yeah.
mistake.
I was gonna hit on that, where you look back at that Seattle game. There's 3rd and 17, right? And then if Christian McCaffrey doesn't literally hand the game over to the Seahawks, you're looking at now it's 13-10 down the stretch, and now Seattle's gonna have to trust Sam Darnold in a drive there at the end of the game to put that game away. Do you trust Sam Darnold?
I don't think it's going to be close, so I don't need to. Like, it's going to be 2 scores.
But I'm saying,
George Kittle's not playing either.
But what
Like,
has shown, they were Niners.
George Kittle, hold on. George Kittle's not playing. Ricky Pearsall's playing hurt. Jawan Jennings is going against the top Seattle defense. CMC has not ran the ball well all season long. Like, the defense as well is going to do their thing. I don't need the Seattle offense to put up 30. I just need them to do enough, which I think they're going to. I think they'll run for about 4.5, 5 yards a carry. I think JSN will have 100 yards and a touchdown. I think Seattle's going to win this one pretty comfortably.
13-3 in week 18, 17-13 in week 1.
So where's 30 points coming from?
I don't think
I said they don't need 30 points.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get it. If
I can see Seattle winning 20-10, 23-13, 23-10.
I mean,
you got me wanting to go to the whiteboard right
that
now.
absolutely could happen. Like what Jesse's
like,
saying is nowhere near out of the realm of possibility. But
George Kittle's playing like it's different too, but like that gets to a point where you can only play so shorthanded. Like now you're in the division round against one of the best teams in the league.
One thing that
go ahead.
real quick, D. One thing that wasn't talked about that I think will change in this game, and it was just the way the game went. It was the tenor of the game. Is the field position battle was dominated by the Seahawks in that game. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. I can find it, but it felt like the Niners were always starting inside their 20 and going up against that Seahawks defense. That's tough to go 90 yards every single time. I don't think this will be the same game. One of those was because they got the ball on the 1 yard line. The Niners did. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's going to be the same in that respect. And when you talk about George Kittle is all-timer. Not trying to disparage him or just act like it doesn't mean anything. He won't be there. I think it might affect the run game more than the pass game. But Tonjes is
fine.
Tonjes is a good tight end, and he plays more of a traditional tight end role where it's like, and I think this might work a little bit better against Seattle, where it's not so dynamic like a George Kittle, but it's the old Jason Witten, like, hey, go find that open spot in the zone, sit down.
Yeah.
There's not going to be no yak, but we're going to get this first down. I think that works a little bit better.
Tony went there every time.
Yeah.
Jason Witten every time.
Yeah. I think that type of tight end might work a little bit better. That's why we've seen him have good games when Kittle's down, because he just kind of sits in that zone and does that. I think he's going to help more than hurt on Saturday.
I think one where kind of I've had a hold up going into this game is I think obviously, yeah, Seattle could win this football game, but the notion that they're going to blow San Francisco out, I think is crazy. Number one, without George Kittle, the Niners are 4-2 this year. So they figured it out. And most of that was with Mac Jones at quarterback, with the backup quarterback. Two, this idea that like Sam Darnold's going to do enough. I haven't seen anything ever in Sam Darnold's career that has given me any sort of faith that he's going to rise in the playoffs. Last year, he got into the playoffs. He had a number one receiver, Justin Jefferson. He had a top 3 defense. He went into that game and he turned the ball over twice and they lost 27-9. So, and then this year, he's thrown less yards, 10 less touchdowns, thrown more interceptions. So I haven't seen anything to where I think like
you did week 18 when he did enough and they won by 10. And if
I'm saying those 2 plays change in that game and the entire complexion of that game changes.
Well, that's fine, but I'll give you those 2 plays. If Myers hits 2 field goals, they win 19-3. We're talking about how they won by 16. Like,
field goals,
I don't need much. Like
Donald,
we saw,
Darnold wasn't doing nothing.
Sam Darnold wasn't.
He was stalling out.
Jesse,
look at
fighting for his life.
No, I'm not. I'm really not. Because my
Darnold
take
was
is
stalling out.
no, I'm not. Because my take is that they're going to win by 2 scores, which
They're
they
not
did
winning
in
by
week
2
18.
scores.
They did in week 18, and Darnold did enough. They missed 2 field goals. Like they could have won by 16. Like I'm not saying they're going to blow them out, win by 30 or whatever. I said 2 scores. That just happened, and Darnold did enough. Like we're talking about how he hasn't.
So can I hit the pause on all of this real quick? You talk about Sam Darnold's never done anything to give anybody any confidence. Obviously, that's 100% true. I also think he's aware of that, and the football team is aware of that, and it's they've got to put him in a position to succeed. However, 15 minutes into this conversation, no one has referenced he was put on the injury report yesterday with an oblique injury. Now, I don't think this is a question about whether Sam Darnold is going to play or not. I think Sam Darnold has made it clear this isn't a question about whether Sam Darnold is going to play or not. This is an oblique injury. He is going to be in discomfort. He is going to be. I don't want to stop. I don't want to say he's going to be limited. I doubt he's going to be limited, but he's probably going to be uncomfortable. And for a quarterback, as Devin was pointing out, who is prone to turnovers, particularly interceptions, being uncomfortable is a problem. Even if your pass rush is minimal, being uncomfortable is a problem. Even if your secondary holds long enough, making that adjustment to try to get down the field is uncomfortable. Those are little things to think about that weren't a factor in week number 1. They weren't a factor in week 18, but they're a factor now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that's changed, I saw Mina Kimes talking about how, like, I can't see anything that would have changed from week 18 to now. If you go back and watch that Eagles game, number one, the personnel, Eric Kendricks, I don't think if he even played week 18. He might, but it was in a limited role.
He didn't play.
And against the Eagles, he had 10 tackles. So that helps. I think also if you look at the energy of the team, of that defense, like we say, talk about that 3rd and 17. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't make tackles in that Seattle game. If Kyle Shanahan lit into them going into the playoffs, if you watch that Eagles game, there was open field tackles all over the field. There was Devontae Smith. Marcus Eagle had a big one on Devontae Smith on a big 2nd down. How many 3rd downs they were able to get off the field and tackle Saquon Barkley one-on-one in the backfield. There is a renewed, I don't want to say energy, but maybe a desperation from this defense, understanding that if they lose, it's likely going to be on them because they are so short-handed. And there's so many people on this defense that have something to prove. And they went out there and they proved against Philadelphia. So the energy, as well as the personnel, you bring D. Winters back, he's going to play this week, is what the difference is going into the Seattle game.
Did D. Winters play week 18?
He got hurt.
He got hurt.
Bethune got hurt too. So I think Wallow came in.
Yeah, that was the conversation going into the field.
Because I remember watching the game and I saw Wallow go in and I said, who the hell is on the football field? I've never heard of this dude in my life.
We're making this a Sam Darnold thing too, but like I said, I think they're going to win by 2 scores. I'm not going off of Sam Darnold. I'm going off of the running backs are going to play well. They ran for 180 yards in week 18. I think they're going to run well again. Like I started with the running backs, JSN will do his thing, and the defense is going to do well against that offense. Sam Darnold doesn't need to, we can make it a Sam Darnold conversation. He doesn't need to light them up to win by 2 scores.
I don't even know if he's going to play good. I'm not even talking about light him up. I don't even know if he's going to
He
play.
was 198 yards and no touchdowns, no picks last game. They won by 2 scores. Like, I'm telling you, you don't need much from Sam Darnold.
I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't think they're going to run for 180 yards and he's only going to go throw for 190 and they'll win.
And I don't think Brock's
it doesn't need to be 180, but like I said, they're going to run about 4.5, 5 yards a carry. I think they're going to win off the backs of those running backs. Like I said, Jackson Smith and Jigba will have his game, and the defense will shut down Brock like that offense. I think.
But look, if they run for 130, that means Sam gonna have to make a couple more plays. If they let's just take 50, and 130 is still a good game. I'm not saying we shut them down or nothing like that. But if they run for 130 instead of 180, that 198 ain't gonna get it done. He gonna have to drop back and make some more throws. And we'll see. Also, once again, I'll tip my hat if he does. I don't believe it.
We're talking a lot of hypotheticals.
What are the odds?
I don't think I could say whiteboard work. They're not running for 180 again.
I didn't say they were.
No, but that's not a hypothetical in my opinion. Yeah. They're not running like that.
We're saying
again.
if Sam Darnold, if like.
Well, I don't know obviously, but they're not running for 180 again.
That's fine. I acknowledge that too right now. I acknowledge that.
He said, I don't know.
We're starting on 180. Like, no one's saying they're running for 180. I'm saying they're going to run the ball really well in that game, and that's going to be like the forefront of how they win on offense.
Okay.
I just know if at any point Seattle needs plays from Sam Darnold, there has been nothing to show me that this is going to be the game in which he makes those plays, in which he doesn't turn the ball over, in which he doesn't miss throws. Even in that Rams game that they ended up winning for 3.5 quarters of that game, he was terrible.
4 quarters.
Over twice.
Yeah.
He was sorry for 4 quarters. He did really well in overtime.
They had a punt return touchdown that brought him back in that game. So there's nothing that shows me in a big game he's going to be the quarterback that's going to make a big throw.
I think I'm with Jesse though, not in regards to the final score, but in the idea that I don't think this game is coming down to Sam Darnold. I think it's going to, you said they're not going to do 190. I think that's what it comes down to. I think it comes down to what the 49ers, what adjustment the 49ers make this game versus week 18 in terms of getting Christian McCaffrey downhill a little bit. We talked about that going into the Philadelphia game. Alex Toussaint, when you got to turn the treadmill up, says we're going to open up. How can you open up Christian McCaffrey a little bit? What can you do? Can you pass him the ball a yard from the line of scrimmage, 2 yards from the line of scrimmage, and get him downhill just a couple of times to where his total yardage number becomes something that is problematic for Seattle? I think we'll go through a few different things on Monday, win or lose for the San Francisco 49ers before we get to Sam Darnold's performance. In Devin's point, I don't think it's going to be electrifying. To Jesse's point, I don't think it's going to matter. I think there's 4 or 5 other stats or game situations that are going to be more important than what Sam Darnold does. And to your point, if you are 130, 120 on the ground, what Sam Darnold does is going to be a lot more important. If you've put the Seahawks in that position where that's what they're getting on the ground, you're the San Francisco 49ers, you might be winning by 2 scores.
I'll ask Jesse and anybody else this. Do we think Seattle's defense is going to do the same thing to the Niners? Hold them to 3 points.
I do not.
Doesn't go by 3, but like 10, 13, something like that. I think they'll be very low scoring for the Niners.
The first time they played each other, Kittle got hurt. And after the first drive, they missed 2 field goals. The Niners did. They put up, 17? And if we're going to play that game that the Seahawks, if we're going to play that game that the Seahawks fans want to play, we missed 2 field goals in week 18. It should have been a bigger score.
I'm a Dolphins fan.
No, I don't think Jesse's making that argument. I'm saying I've heard Seahawks fans making that. So that's why I made sure I didn't say Jesse. I said Seahawks fan.
Week 1 is different too because I think we've all kind of acknowledged players don't play in the preseason. Teams don't really look good week 1 all around.
Well,
I don't
like. You use that game, but like I said, week 1's always kind of weird in the NFL.
I think that was Trent Williams' worst game too.
Oh my God, he was so bad.
Yeah, that was the worst game I've ever seen him play. I think Kyle Shanahan offensively is going to do a better job of moving that pocket, a little bit more play action to work on the aggression of that Seahawks defense to try and stop that run. And I think he's going to be successful with that a few times and get them to hesitate just a little bit, which will open up the running game just a little bit. I don't think they're going to dominate in the run game. I don't think that's how the 49ers
they haven't dominated the run game all year.
That's not who they are this year. but you want it adequate. You want it to be something that you have to keep the defense honest with. And I think with Kyle using the play action the way he's going to, I think that'll allow it to be adequate. I think that's what they're going to try to do at the very least.
Does the play action work if you can't get your running back going?
Well, because the way I look at it, the play action is working because that Seahawks defense is going to be so thirsty to stop that run, to continue to stop that run. They're going to fly to that ball. They want to make sure we know we stopped the run last time, and that was the key. We're going to make sure we do that again. We're going to fly to the ball. And if you can do that, rollouts a little bit, some bootlegs, not for Purdy to run, but to pass, I think moving that pocket a little bit and just creating, you want to, against a defense like that, you want to create just a little bit of indecision with.
But is the wording of that maybe off? Because you said they're thirsty to keep the run game in check, which I get.
Mm-hmm.
But what about the play action working because Christian McCaffrey remains a threat?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, like,
Okay.
They just want to shut down the run.
Like
They're thirsty to shut down the run, so that if they see Brock Purdy turn his back to the defense, put that ball out like he's about to hand it off. Let's get to the ball and make sure we keep them at 2 yards of carry like we did last game. And if you can get them on that play action, get them when this is also where it's important to move the pocket, because as opposed to a play action that goes straight back and you just have these guys moving forward and backwards, you want to move them left to right a little bit. Get that play action going towards Purdy's left. He bootlegs out to the right, and that's where you got a use check or you got a Tunges, or maybe you get somebody on that third level coming across the field like that. That's what I want to see more than just the traditional play action with the going straight back. I want to see them bootlegging out a little bit more.
Any concerns about Brock turning the ball over? He's got
I'm
three picks in his last two.
I'm sure he can. I'm saying he's gonna throw one. Sam Darnold gonna throw one. And going back, also looking at that Week 18 Seattle game, they were in Brock's lap the entire game. Trent Williams is going to help a little bit with that. And I don't think Trent's had the best year, but he's going to give him another second to be able to step into these throws, or whether he's moving on those play action. And there's so many little differences. That game, like the thing that I look at is like everyone acts as if like that game was a blowout, and it wasn't. 2 plays changed that game. The little minute details changed that game. And so adding back a Trent Williams, adding back a D Winters, having Eric Kendricks play inspired, all of those things are those little details that can make a difference to where I think this game gets closer than 13-3 rather than further than 13-3.
I can make the argument and flip the Seahawks dominance in that game around a little bit and say you dominated the 49ers throughout that game.
For sure.
And you couldn't get more than 10 points away. The Niners played the worst game we've seen them play in 2.5 months on both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
And you couldn't get away from them? So what happens if you don't, like we'll say the Seahawks played a game and the Niners played a D game. What happens if the Seahawks are playing a B game and the Niners are playing a B game?
For sure.
Like I just don't think it's going to be the same way. I don't think it's going to. That doesn't mean the Seahawks can't win for sure. Like they're the favorites for a reason. They're the 1 seed. They're at home. Absolutely. They could get the 49ers.
That's also all the pressure.
Well, that's the
1
other
seed.
And you're at home.
That's the other thing I was going to say.
I
want to take them into deep waters.
I seen all the.
I need
all
that
the,
game close in the fourth quarter.
All the TikTok edits of like, remember the Legion of the Boom, and it's like Legion of Boom ain't coming through that tunnel. Seahawks is good. Seahawks are good. Russell Wilson ain't coming through that tunnel. Kenneth Walker ain't Marshawn Lynch.
I want to take them boys into deep waters.
I'd have no doubt the 49ers are winning if Russell Wilson's coming through. That's my bad. That's my bad. That's not okay.
No, Russell Wilson, he's gonna give me nightmares for life. He destroyed the Niners.
Oh yeah, no, early 2010s, it was bad.
They beat him like his record was probably like 11-2 against the Niners.
Yeah, it was
he
bad.
Destroyed the Niners. Oh, don't want to bring those years back.
Don't do that.
To Jesse, to Jesse's point, though, I don't think 2 scores is crazy. I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's perfect. I understand everything Jesse's saying. I'm just combating what might happen on the other side.
I think Seattle's been one of the best teams in the league. I think it's them and the Rams. We'll see about how the Rams look in Chicago and all that. But yeah, I think the Niners are going to run into a team that's just a level above them this time.
I was going to say, go back to the Rams. I think the Rams, what's so funny is like at any point, if they decide to actually play football, they're far and away the best team in the league. and they just haven't decided to really play football the
I
past
don't know
3
if they
weeks.
can. Like, I think a lot
I
of
don't know
people,
how they just lost it out of nowhere. Like they just don't got it no more. But
a lot of people look at a team like the Rams and assume they can turn it off and on. Well, maybe they can. Like, I don't think they're the second and third level of that defense is. I don't think it's very good.
yeah.
I don't think there's anything to turn on or off. It's how they play in that particular week. That's what I think the NFL playoffs are, is how you're playing in that week.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse talking about the Seahawks being one of the best teams in the league all year, maybe the best team in the all year. That might be true. I had never looked at them like that. Like I did it. I had to stop and ask that question about the Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop and ask that question about the Broncos. I thought it was the Los Angeles Rams for a large chunk of the season. I never thought Seattle was. And maybe that's just my error. That doesn't mean anything more than they're certainly not, the Pittsburgh team we routinely trash from years ago. They're not that. Mm-hmm. But it's also like, if they beat the 49ers, I'm not picking them next week.
Oh, for sure.
If they win next week, I ain't picking them in the Super Bowl.
For sure.
Like it's just not a team that I can truly get behind. Yeah. And I think it's a moot point because I think the 49ers beat them tomorrow night.
Which may be unfair to Seattle because a lot of that, like, kind of those, where you don't see them as the best team, a lot of that comes down to the quarterback, like subconsciously.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And so that may be unfair to Sam Darnold, where yes, he went out and threw 4,000 yards, and yes, they were blowing teams out in the middle of the year. But I think and the biggest thing I keep saying is we all know who Sam Darnold is. Sam Darnold knows who he is. Mm-hmm. Seattle fans know who he is. We know who he is. But for some reason, this week, a lot of people are pretending as if it's going to be a different result.
So I was working through something last night, and it comes across as insanely disrespectful. A lot of people are not going to agree with this, but it's also sort of disrespectful, and I don't mean it to be. But I looked at the quarterbacks in this divisional round, and I feel like it comes down to 3 tiers of quarterbacks. There's Josh Allen, Matt Stafford, and Brock Purdy. And yes, I absolutely have Brock Purdy in that tier.
Oh, yeah. The last 6 weeks? Right, oh, my God. He was hooping.
I have Brock Purdy in that tier. Then you have those young guys with Drake and Caleb and Bo Nix. And I'm going to throw CJ in there also. And then you have Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
That's it.
For sure.
And that's it. Like Sam Darnold is just by himself kind of at the bottom of this group.
Yeah.
And I think that
who's in a different spot in his career than any of the other 7. Sorry, Deb.
The thing with Houston, too, is like CJ Stroud has been uninspiring, too. He hasn't played any better than Sam Darnold. And Seattle's defense has been great. But for whatever reason, even when you think about Houston, you say, no, that defense can make up for CJ Stroud. Mm-hmm. And Seattle's defense has been good, but Houston's defense is different. That's a whole nother level. And so subconsciously you go, as bad as CJ Stroud has played, number one, I trust that I've seen a level that he can rise to. I know it's in there somewhere. Whether he gets there or not, or has he gotten there, maybe not, but I know it's in there. Plus that defense, whereas Seattle's like, yeah, the defense is cool, like really good. And Sam Darnold has been cool. He's been all right, but I don't think like you said, like it's going to be those 2 or 3 plays that they're going to need him to make. I don't think he makes those plays.
And I hate to do that to Sam. How many times this year have we talked about Daniel Jones and all these other? And I'd be like, don't do that to these guys. Mm-hmm. Like that's
but if the Colts was fair. Here, you'd be saying the same thing about Daniel Jones.
Yeah, and I would. To Sam, to be fair to Sam Darnold, I try to be like, well, don't like just because he's never done it doesn't mean he can't do it on Saturday.
That's right.
And I understand that aspect of it. I, as somebody that, as a fan, is going against the not actual player, obviously, I just want to see him do it.
Seattle's defense is just as good as Houston's too. Houston giving up 16.7 points per game. Seattle's right there at 17. They're right there.
1A, 1B for sure.
It's been all season.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Houston's is a little better though.
Oh yeah,
but you know how I feel about it. It's not a knock on Seattle. You know how I feel about Houston's defense. I think it's the best defense in football.
Best defense I've seen in many years.
Well, settle down, young fellow. Settle down.
I didn't watch the 2000 Ravens, but I
settle down, young fellow. We go to the 2019 Niners.
Everybody taking everybody taking the Texans in.
I am.
I know you are.
Yeah.
They're playing Patriots, right?
Yeah. In Foxborough.
I think I see, and this is gonna come off as hypocritical, but like, because I've never seen Drake May rise to that level, but he's younger. Like, I think the difference, like we're saying, like, oh, I think Drake May could rise to that level, is I have seen Sam Darnold not rise to that level. So I think Drake May can turn it on, but no, I think Houston's defense they're scary.
Jesse?
I'm gonna stick with the Patriots for this one. Houston's defense is legit, but no Nico Collins. That offense is uninspiring. I think Patriots do enough and they'll score enough.
I think I'm with Jesse on this one. I'm going Patriots. No point in even doing the 49ers Seahawks one. Bills at Broncos. Where are we at with that one? Devin, where we got on that one?
Got to be the Bills. Broncos defense has been good. I can't get behind Bo Nix in that offense. And Josh Allen is not like these other quarterbacks, like you said.
KC?
Broncos.
I'm Bills.
Okay.
For the same reasons Devin said, pretty much.
KC's
I don't think the Bills have enough to beat that Broncos defense.
They're not going to need a lot.
They'll need enough because that Bills defense isn't that good. Like Bo Nix ain't great, but Sean Payton will dial up some stuff where they can run the ball effectively, play action. Like the Bills, outside of obviously Josh Allen and James Cook, like they don't have enough top end talent to win that.
Yeah,
game.
you said something there that's kind of like in the coaching battle, the Broncos got him. I'm not a big Sean McDermott fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a Sean Payton fan at all. I just know he's a really good football coach. Still leaning with the Bills on that.
Yeah, I think Josh Allen, there's gonna be that moment. How many times has Josh Allen been counted out? And like how many times has Josh Allen played teams that are better than his team and the game ended with him not on the field? Because that's Patrick Mahomes on the other side.
Rams at Bears. Jesse? Nope, Jesse's away. Devin?
Oh, I got the Bears. I think Bears are
Bears. You got
that
the Bears.
Bears.
I'm gonna go Rams. But I don't feel great about it.
Saying -10 windshield in Chicago.
Oh, thought that was the spread, like 10.
Nah.
What?
This is gonna be
minus
a cold,
10
cold
windshield.
day.
That
The
is
Bears
cold.
not putting together a full
That
game
is
the
cold.
last I need to see it for 4 quarters from the Bears. I'm not sure you're gonna be able to do that fourth quarter comeback against Stafford.
But they've done it every time though.
Yeah, I don't know if you could do that just throughout the playoffs.
I feel like going Rams by a lot.
If they turn it on, if the Rams turn it on, like I said, if the Rams show up how they did from weeks 4 through like 15, they're beating any team in the league by like a lot. But they haven't in the past 7 weeks.
-10 is crazy though.
They that Bears offense about to light the Rams up.
Okay.
That defense is not good. They're good.
You think the Bears
pass rush.
defense is good?
Nah, I don't think.
Because
I
don't
think particularly good.
If you could be right, like the Chicago capable of scoring 40, but I think the Rams are capable of scoring 41.
I think the way the Bears go about it, though, well, if Ben Johnson knows what he's doing, and that's a wild card because Ben he'll do some wild stuff. He'll do some wild stuff every now and then. So that's a wild card for you.
Yeah.
But if he goes about it the right way, the 40 or 41 that he might put up is going to be balanced. There's going to be ball control with how they run the football and wear the Rams down with how they get to their points. Whereas I don't know if he does it that way, he can basically beat them in a shootout in that way. If he's just trying to pass up and down that's a Rams game. Stafford's got an injured index finger in -10 degree weather.
Yeah, he won't even feel it. So cold, he won't even feel that his finger hurts. So that's a plus.
So I just think, I've talked about it a number of times. I
That
just
ball's
don't think
going to be like throwing a rock.
Yeah, I think the Bears are more physical than the Rams. And I think in a cold weather game where you're not going to be able to throw the ball as much, like you said, it's throwing a rock. And with the wind chill, like I just think at the point of attack in the trenches, I think the Bears are more physical.
I don't subscribe to they've just keep coming back all the time. Like you can't. I'm not. That's just me. I don't subscribe. Just like they're number one in takeaways. Like that's just what they do. Like all right, well, what happens when you don't do that? Are you going to be able to win? So I try not to. I don't subscribe to those things because those aren't things that you can definitively rely on. They're not fundamentals of your defense, so to speak. There's luck that goes into tip passes and fumbles and all that other stuff. It's what you do consistently, and they do have problems getting to the quarterback. Their defense isn't great, but I think the way they run the ball is going to be able to control that game against the Rams.
And I think Caleb Williams is one of the best quarterbacks, like talent-wise, pure talent-wise I've ever seen.
He's trending towards something.
Oh yeah,
he's trending towards
his
a
ceiling.
season.
His ceiling is all the way up there.
He's trending towards a season next year that's going to have some pressure on him if he has a performance this week and perhaps the following weeks.